Hello! We're back.
Hello!
It's been a while.
Hello!
A few
It's
weeks.
only
quite a
been
while.
2 weeks, so not
It's
so
been a
super
while.
long.
It's 14 days.
Technically, it's been a week because Nick, Brendan, and I did do our favorite movies of 21 stream that I know everyone, not only on this stream, watched, but all of our fans just watched in pine
All
farm.
of humanity watched.
It was the most viewed video on YouTube,
If you go
actually.
to Renekai 5 VODs on YouTube, it's got 40 million views right now.
God, I
our
wish.
opinions
Actually,
matter.
it has 7 billion. It has 7 billion views because everybody on the planet watched it.
That is not required viewing to be human.
Yeah, when you're
did
born,
not watch it, you're not
when you're
real.
born, the doctor just puts it on in the birthing room right
They
there.
no
There you
longer,
go.
no longer include captchas to determine if you're a robot. They now include that video that you must watch in its entirety.
Listen to two guys talk about movies from 2021, and then Brendan talk about all of his favorite movies from 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all 9
Not
movies
even
I watched in the
2020, It was
past
like all the way
year.
back to 2016.
2019 was my oldest movie with
No,
Joker.
Spider-Man: Homecoming came out.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
20.
That's right.
He
Like,
put
16.
Casablanca as his number one movie.
I put the train,
Yeah.
the train movie where the train comes at the screen. That was my favorite movie of
There you go.
the last year that I watched.
The train movie.
Yeah, you know, like the first movie ever made where the train comes to the screen, everyone freaked out because they thought they were gonna get run over by a train.
What was the first talkie? It was like the jazz singer or
The
something?
jazz singer's the first
Yeah.
talkie, yeah.
That was Brandon's
I think
favorite
it's
movie
I think
of
it's the
21.
train heist. I think Brendan, I think you're right. I think it's the train heist or something like that.
It's like train something is what it's called.
Yeah.
It's just a train coming at the screen and everyone freaked out and it was hilarious. And nowadays we look at it and go, that's so silly.
Back in 1930 or
It's
20
still
or whatever,
scary.
it's a big deal.
Yeah, I still
We
think of it
still do
over and
the
over.
same scare, like... You
I
just
mean,
gotta
hey, when
have
3D movies
something-
came out, that was the thing they were doing.
Yeah.
Train comes at the
Now
screen.
3D is basically dead again, minus occasional film that gets launched in it.
The gimmick. It's a
It
joke.
was a gimmick.
Remember
that
when
people
3D
didn't care about.
TVs were all the rage? I'm actually mildly. Okay, this is a tangent.
I'm
mad.
before we
I'm
start.
mad that didn't count.
They
Come
were a
on.
gimmick from day one.
I'm actually upset. So I got this really nice. You might be able to see it. It's back here. My head might be blocking it, or my shoulder, or my chair. I got this really nice set of Friday the 13th like Blu-rays. Like it's the super mega collector's edition of the horror franchise Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th Part 3 was shot in 3D. So the old DVD I have, they actually gave you the shitty like blue and red glasses you put on, and the 3D effect like works. You have a splitting migraine by the end of the film, but it works. They did a full like remaster of the 3D. They like did all this fancy stuff to make it good. You need a 3D TV to watch it. I was curious. I was like, okay, if I wanted to watch this film and I was gonna pay $3,000 to buy a 3D TV to watch one film, can I even do that? No, I can't. No one makes them anymore. Every Blu-ray player plays 3D movies, but there are no TVs on the market anymore.
Yeah.
That's my rant. There you go.
3D TV would have been cool, but then we just went and decided to do Oculuses instead.
Yep.
Well, that's what I
VR.
wonder. What is going to
TVs
be
would
the
have never
first
been cool.
feature-length film in VR? Because we have lots of short films.
That'll be soon.
Give
Like
me
that
a
one where you were
That
first
will
person.
happen soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're running around. You don't talk, and you just run around.
You just stand next to Ryan Reynolds and just stare at him like he's like right here.
No, that would be cool. Like if you're the main character of the movie, that'd be pretty sweet.
Not,
That'd be
not even you're the
interesting.
main
They had
character.
a
I wouldn't
show
even want to be the main
on
character. I just would want to be
VH1 that
put
was
in a
like that.
scene, and you have like it's like an open world area. You can walk around. You can see like the action
That'd
from
be
different angles.
crazy.
I can rewind the film standing in a different spot and walk
That'd
to
be
another
nuts.
area.
You are just
I mean,
pedestrian
Oh, I know what it is.
37
I know
in
what it
the
is.
New York attack.
It's
Mover.
called Booster Gold, the movie, where you have control of time, and you run around, and everyone else is fighting monsters, and you kind of hang out.
I don't even know how you'd have a director, because like you could like come at any shot from any angle. It'd be a
you would-
totally crazy experiment.
The rendering nightmare that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, a lot of stuff is being filmed in Unity and Unreal now.
Yeah.
Mandalorian was filmed with Unreal Engine on a big,
Yeah.
a big
Really?
LED
Well,
stage.
they also have their huge, crazy sound stage that projects the
that
animated
projects
background
the
to them.
literal like screen from Unreal Engine onto the background that they're in.
Yeah, so
so
that way they can
actors
actually
see
react
what's
to the
going on.
landscapes and be more
Yeah.
immersed rather than just standing on a green screen. I think
Yeah.
that's like one of the coolest technologies.
It's like
to
the
come out in a long
newest
time.
big advancement that we've seen in a while. It's really
I
cool.
remember
what
when we had
Dr.
a
Jamie
tennis ball
Watts
on a
is doing.
stick.
Yeah,
Right now.
He's
That's-
great.
that was the
Virtual
Transformers
reality.
movies. They just took a giant stick and put a tennis ball on top of it
This is
without those
Optimus
primes.
Prime. This is a giant robot that can kill you.
All right,
It
Shia
is.
LaBeouf. That's Optimus. Have fun.
That's why
Back to that tennis ball.
Back to this 10-foot
Actually-
tall tennis ball.
Before I do the recap, I will say I think the original Transformers movie is a damn fun, good time, and I
Thank
will
you.
defend
They
that.
are.
I will
Ethan,
defend
this is
that.
why we're friends,
They're
Ethan.
I know.
terrible, but they're a good
But
time.
all the other ones suck, but the original Transformers, I will legitimately say I saw it 3 times in theaters
Yeah.
with different people,
Right.
and I enjoyed each of those times.
That's right.
That's just like, no.
That's probably, honestly, only because that movie came out in my formative years. It's probably the movie I've seen the most out of every movie ever.
So every time I'm gonna go on a quick tangent before we do the thing.
Go ahead.
Every time I've seen a Transformers movie in theater, something bad has happened to the world at large, or to me personally. Like, okay, I'll just tell this one story.
That's kind of
When
Michael
I'm
Bay's
watching-
trademark, isn't it?
It is. I'm watching Transformers 1 in theaters with my mother. It is a packed house in Rosemont, Minnesota. We're all watching this there. The scene where Sam Witwicky's trying to hide the freaking robots in his backyard, and his parents come in, and it's this whole thing. And there's a scene where the mom is like, "Oh my goodness, is Sam having his special time? His special time?" In the theater. Packed theater.
Your
my
mom.
mother, who has been talking the whole film, being very stereotypical, putting us back millions of years of civil rights. She's talking the entire time. It comes to that part. She turns to me. I could feel her eyes on me, and she said, and I'm mouthing, "Please don't. Mom, please don't," like a dream where you can't actually talk. And she says to me, "Matt, do you have special time?" And I got up and I left the theater. I never saw the end of the film. I stood in the lobby for the rest of the time. And that's not even towards the end. That's like
in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
So I didn't even see the end of that movie until it was out on DVD.
That's
So
all right.
That's a fair.
I will
Oh my
stand in solidarity
That is
with you,
funny.
Matt, that I think everyone on this stream has probably had awkward jerk-off stories before. So,
no, thank you.
yep, no thank you. All right, why don't we go ahead and kick off with that?
Oh, that
Why
is
don't we go
great,
ahead and
though.
kick off our 2-week pickup from our Elyssia
Yeah,
campaign.
you're welcome,
So,
fans.
Going to the big time.
this carnival music's been playing in the background to remind everyone that we're at a carnival. Which,
Yeah.
speaking of which,
Oh,
so
yeah,
there
we
was a
are.
bit of a time skip from the previous episode of a couple weeks. The Zafar Inn got its full repairs and reopened. The dwarf that might be a dragon, Arnox, has decided to take up residence in the corner of your guys' inn.
Might be. I'm pretty
He's,
sure
he's
we've
amassed
decided.
a huge horde and he tells people stories. Skippy makes people grilled cheese. And I realized last time we played, I forgot to mention Nim, who's opened up a nacho. He's opened up a nacho stand in your guys'
Nice.
inn, but only for people who've had sex can they buy nachos from him.
Damn it.
So,
I love it.
I mean,
He's the best guy that we
Yeah.
have.
he's learned a lot in the last like couple weeks.
Whoever corrupted Nim needs to be taken down a peg.
That's
That ain't right.
corrupted. He's perfectly fine. What's wrong with him?
Him was
So
an innocent
Jamie
being.
was down in his like clinic doing some work. Elise popped in, checked her leg out. She was like, "Hey, you know, you've taken over this criminal syndicate. I've been helping you out. Some other people have been helping you out. You know, the other orphans and stuff. I've been doing a lot of like the busy work for you. You mind if I cash in a bit of a favor?" And Jamie's like, "Yeah, you can cash in a favor." And that favor was to take Joel to a carnival because she's depressed because Marilli died. And Elise had two very
You did that,
specific.
Ethan. You did that, Ethan.
I did. Elise had 2 very specific stipulations. 1, Jamie had to go to the carnival, and 2, Jamie had to ride the carousel with Joel at the carnival, which she
And
did
I had to
agree
be nice.
And you had to be
I
nice.
had to be nice. I had to be nice. I remember
Oh.
that was the other one.
So Jamie agrees. He lets everyone else know. Everyone's kind of like, "All right, we'll go to this carnival of pleasures that's gonna pop up here." And so they go tell Joel. Joel reluctantly agrees after some pushing from some of the others. And you guys head off to the Carnival of Pleasures, where Arthur and Darian go to the ticket booth to get like an extra ticket that they need because Elise gave you a few tickets, while everyone else heads into the carnival where you all received gifts, which range from like a gold coin here, except for Dr. Watts, who received the gift of being just amused by everything at the carnival for
I
the
am-
24 hours. So that's going to be a running theme. Arthur and Darian make their way up to the ticket counter and realize that their ticket seller person isn't just any other ticket seller person. It's Meepo, the Drangler himself. And after hearing for the last several hours about how Meepo has become this amazing Drangler and everyone knows about him, you guys kind of got like an idea of what his like backstory is. It has to deal with some time travel, meeting like a whole race of these people called Dracokin, which are like half human, half dragon people, killing / drangling a giant ancient white dragon in the North Kingdom of Olin. Just a whole mess of things. It just, kind of made Arthur and Darian need to sit down and take a load off for a second because it was so much. But they eventually got their tickets and made their way into the carnival. So they just basically began to go around and do some fun carnival stuff. They started at the carousel since Jamie wanted to get his obligation there out of the way. Arrived there to realize that all of the carousel was broken because a lot of the horses' names had been like taken from them. So after the operator of the carousel kind of like had a panic attack and ran off, the party solved the riddles, named all the horses, and were able to take their ride. They went to the feasting orchards where they partook in a cupcake eating contest. Darian was able to reconnect with Mip, Pip, and Squeaks, who informed him that they were not the ones that did this strange, mysterious thing that's happened to him, that it was a group of hags that had done it to him, taking their guides. So, still a bit of, I think, distrust there possibly from Darian, but we'll see as that goes on. After partaking in the cupcake eating contest, which I believe Sentinel won.
Yes. Sentinel won. I bet on him real hard.
They headed to Meepo's like dragon experience, where Meepo and his apprentice Ezra, a Dracokin as well, had their large green dragon Betelgeuse there, who was most unhappy because children had been playing with his tail, and they kind of met them. Got to talk with Meepo a little bit more. I think he shared a little bit more about like what's going on with him. It was basically a huge fan service moment, so it's not like it has any application to the real plot. And after that, I probably went and did some snail races. And I actually didn't write down who won the snail race, so I don't know if you guys know that, but
I think I won the snail race.
It was Darian or Jamie. It was one of the two.
I think I won.
Because I know me and Arthur cheated and got kicked out. Yeah.
Yes, I
and
know
Sentinel
Darby
couldn't
and
get
Arthur
his to
used
move.
spells, and it made them get kicked out of the race.
Because we used hex, both of us.
I think it was Darian, actually.
Yeah, I think it was either Darian or Jamie, because Sentinel couldn't move at all. Neither could Joel. Joel was just using Rocky the whole time.
Joel, I think, moved 10 feet the entire race, which was pretty humorous.
Arthur and Darby cheated and got kicked out.
So after the snail races, you guys headed over to the Hall of Illusions, where you saw a Sylvanian halfling propose to his lover, get rejected, and then run into the hall. You guys went to follow him in there, where you met a mime by the name of Candlefoot, who had lost his voice as someone has taken it from him. You headed into the Hall of Illusions, where there's a lot of like mirrors and stuff like that, and you watch this Sylvanian halfling pass into the mirror with like a little girl in a pig's mask, which was weird, but none of you could quite figure out like how you could enter the mirror. You tried it for a little bit, couldn't get it to work. You ended up leaving the Hall of Illusions, and then after that, the announcement was made that the Big Top event was going to start, which is the signal that you are at the halfway point of the carnival. So, starting from there, you guys are standing over by the Hall of Illusions. They've just made the announcement that the Big Top event will be starting soon.
All right, well, let's go to the Big Top.
Yeah. That's where I would want to go.
Yeah. And it's always fun.
Fortunately,
sounds like fun. Woo!
So
Let's
fortunately,
go
the
back
Big Top
into the Hall of Illusions and stare at the mirrors that we can't do anything with.
we got a guest star.
Hi, Cher!
Yes.
Guest star. Brendan, you need to put that in the thumbnail. Guest starring Cher. Anyways,
not amused. He's not amused.
No.
He's not amused. So you guys start making your way over to the Big Top event, and it is a large, like huge tent, the largest tent here in the Carnival of Pleasures. There's a bunch of like clowns and mimes kind of like dancing and making jokes and stuff out front, making balloon animals and passing them off to the children. And as the children take the balloon animals, they immediately like turn to life and like flap away or like walk away. So like someone makes like a wiener dog and it immediately begins to like bark when the child touches it, and then like spins and shoots off birds. Some of them are swords, and as the kids swing them, you can actually like hear battle sounds coming from the swords as they swing them, like, you know, like the clashing of swords hitting, armies like screaming and dying in battle. Pretty dark for children, but you know, they don't skimp here at the Carnival of Pleasures. So you make your guys' way in through the into the big top. The roof of this tent reaches towards the night sky in 3 swooping peaks, topped with spinning gold stars. Painted wooden panels on the tent walls whirl with colorful motion, displaying vibrant circus performances. The sound of music and laughter drifts out through the canvas doors. So, if anyone's ever been to a circus before, you know, it's a large, like, 3-ringed center stage with kind of a podium or like a big round standing area where the ringmaster would stand. And all around, circling around this tent, are just benches. The rows of benches stacked theater style, probably 6 or 7 rows. And you begin to see all manners of people, human, elf, dwarf, Gorg, Sylvanian, begin making their way and taking seats amongst these benches. As a few like opening acts, again, a couple more clowns, there's a few jugglers, are entertaining people before the big event begins.
Wow, look at all this stuff.
I'll probably look at Joel and see where he wants to sit.
I'm kind of a back row kind of guy, like, you know, they sometimes call on people for this kind of shit.
Yeah,
Boo.
no, that ain't gonna fly.
Sit in the front. It's more fun in the front. You should get called on to do stuff.
Well, too hard to see the action from the back row, Joel. Come on.
So where would you guys like to sit?
We're gonna usher Joel to the front row.
Very front row. Right in the center if that's available.
You guys listen to Jamie and you decide front row is best, and Joel, since he's kind of just along for the ride, you guys get a nice spot, front and center. You know, like a family with 6 kids come up, and you just pass them by and sit down in the front row, and just block their path. So they have to go up to the back row and sit down. And there's all these tall fuckers in front of the kids, so they can't see anything that's going on. But you guys are in the
There's
front
not even
row.
6 seats together. They gotta separate.
The mom's got to take 2 of the kids and go sit on the other side of the big top in the corner, like in the bitch seat where like you can't, like you're in the weird corner where you get the weird angle of everything that you can't really see what's going on, but you guys have the front row.
This is
Gee.
worth it.
The poor people who have to sit behind me.
Yeah, you're just giant.
Okay.
Okay,
Can we say something? Can we say something? As somebody who is that person in real life, don't care. Like, just God made me this way. You just got to deal with it. Sorry.
No, I don't think God has anything to do with it. I think
like
that
you
is
know, I
a
did some
mistake.
research about you too, because about your size, and I am picturing you to be the size of a Clydesdale. If anyone's aware of like the Budweiser Clydesdales, that's like he's
That's
probably
so
a little
big.
smaller if he's 1,000 pounds, because Clydesdales are like 2,000 pounds.
They're huge.
But like he'd be roughly the size of a Clydesdale if anyone's interested in his size. But anyways, so Sentinel, you don't fit on the bench. You have to like nest in front of it.
I'm in the carnival.
You just see people like when you sit down, just go, and they get up and they start moving, and there's this giant open back area behind you, Sentinel.
That happens.
Man.
It happens. So you sit there for a second, you know, the music's playing, the jugglers are doing their juggling. Finally, you know, everything quiets down. The jugglers and clowns leave the stage. The lights dim. It's almost pitch black in there. I mean, obviously, if you have dark vision, you can see some grays. You see a man step on out. Very whimsical. He's wearing kind of this red suit, almost like a jester suit. He's got like the jester's hat on. He's got a staff that he's flipping. And if you have dark vision, you can see it. He's like flipping it on one finger. He's like doing this, and you just see the staff rotating around his finger. And he steps up into the center podium. A hush falls over the crowd. A second later, a spotlight illuminates an elven figure sitting atop a standing atop the center podium. He wears a dazzling suit of diamond mirrors and a pair of butterfly wings. His scepter is topped with a spinning vane. Welcome, one and all, to this evening's extravaganza. I am Mr. Light, your host for the evening. Who is ready for a big top extravaganza? Crowd erupts into a cheer.
This is silly. Your magic is ridiculous. Why are you doing that to do this? Oh man, so many people are hungry.
Jamie's words are, though you hear it, are drowned out by the applause and cheers of the crowd. As immediately, pixies begin to race chariots pulled by weasels. They begin to race around, hovering high above the ground. A trapeze artist, once that act's finished, appears above you as a light shines upon them, and they begin to flip magically through the air. And all of a sudden, all of the trapeze disappears, and it's as if they are performing their entire act with nothing at all. A young green dragon wormling emerges, the first that most of these people have seen, as a dragon tamer begins to crack its whip, hold its chair as the small beast breathes a poisonous gasp, and the crowd gasps from the danger of it all. And as all of this happened, Mr. Light stands upon the podium and announces each and every act. Next come the clowns, and a tiny little fly that comes flying out. And as it appears in the center of the room, you just see clowns get crapped out by this fly as it moseys along. And they began to do their stupid act. They pull children in from the crowd and begin juggling entire whole children into the air as if they're nothing more than the weight of a feather. A ballerina dances before you, doing a rhythmic, joyous dance for the entire crowd. Behind her, shirtless men also do a dance because we have to include both genders for, reasons. And finally, after all this is said and done, after about an hour has passed of the Big Top event, you've seen all these different events, the light shines down on Mr. Light again. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the Big Top event. But I have one final thing to ask all of you. Is there anyone else who wishes to perform an act for us? To rile the crowd, to be a star, to have your 15 minutes of fame? Is there not one who will come and entertain us?
We'll turn and look at Joel.
Darby, show him a card trick.
I unfortunately don't have anything prepared this time around.
I'm just going to turn and look at Joel.
Joel just kind of sinks down in his spot like this.
I'll do it.
I will use
I'll
my
do it.
I will use my tail to push his back forward so he can.
Unfortunately, Arthur, before you do that, JB immediately jumps up and yells, "I'll do it!
I'll do something. I'll do something."
Like, Jamie, the spotlight shines down on you. So there's a spotlight on Mr. Light, there's a spotlight on you.
Look at that.
Mhm.
Is that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a volunteer. Please come this way, sir. Tell me your name.
Oh my goodness, this is a lot. I would pat this dude down real quick, like, hey, what's up, buddy? And as I do, I would like to do sleight of hand to see if I can. I want to see if I can grab anything from him.
Besides his staff, he
pickpocket
doesn't seem
stuff.
to have anything of note on him.
Cool, awesome. But like, nothing of note, but just to be like, doesn't have anything on him because that's different.
He doesn't have lint in his pocket or something.
I mean, yeah, there's like lint and stuff in his pocket.
Oh, boo. Okay, well then, I'll just be like, oh, hey, it's crazy. I will undo whatever belt he has so his pants does fall down.
Okay, so you attempt to do this, Dr. Watts, and Mr. Light immediately gets a slap in your hand. He's like, stop that! Tell us your name, sir.
Oh, I was trying to do it secretly, so it'd be like a funny bit. But okay. Oh yeah, my name is Dr. Jamie Lee Watts. And I am so amused right now, though I can tell that this is not natural. I'm going to be very mad later.
Everyone, we have a doctor on our hands right now. Now, Dr. Watts, what do you plan to show us? What trick will you wow the audience with?
Oh no.
Let's see. What do we got? I can
Make a
climb.
healer.
I have a healer's clip. Oh, I got it. There's like a tent pole thing, right? There's like a
there's a tent pole in the middle. There's also 2 poles on the side that led up to where the trapeze were.
Dr. Watts starts
cool.
pole dancing.
Yeah, I think what I will do is I will climb up the top of the thing, like to the highest I can go, like all the way to the top of the tent.
The trapeze or the center pole?
Center pole, like all the way up to the top.
So Dr. Watts, you immediately, without saying anything to Mr. Light, you just walk right to that center pole and you just begin to shimmy your way up until you've reached the highest point. You are probably 60 feet off the ground.
Sweet.
What do you do?
I'll be like, all right, so this isn't all that crazy. I'm gonna take out a rope. I have 50 feet of rope.
All right.
I'll tie it, and then I'm gonna be like, okie doke. It is my pleasure to all of you to give you the death drop. It's really not all that difficult.
Death drop! Can I get an ooh from the crowd? And the crowd immediately begins to go, ooh.
Okay. So how this works is, and as I say it, I'm just going to jump. I'm just going to jump back with my eyes closed. And as soon as I feel the thing goes taut, I know I have 10 feet, which is the amount of which I would not die from this particular height.
All right. So you jump off Dr. Watts and you begin to fall with this rope tied to you. A woman screams off in the corner. Your rope holds.
Nice.
As you hit and just
as the rope goes taut, I am going to cast thaumaturgy and make a very loud rope snapping noise.
There's a very loud rope snapping noise. Dr. Watts, unfortunately, because of the force of the fall, and where did you tie the rope first?
I'd probably tie it like I do second story work, so this is kind of like my bit. I would probably tie it in such a way that like I would be fine from the.
He's asking like around your waist, around your
around my waist, probably.
Okay. So as the rope goes taut, like you are jolted forward as it hits your waist, but you've tied it in a way that you won't take any damage from it. And you're kind of just dangling there. You heard this horrible cracking like the rope snapped. People immediately gasped, waiting for you to hit the ground, but you didn't. And as they see that you have not fallen, there's a round of applause from one, maybe 2 people, and then the entire big top begins to applaud around you.
I'll be like, haha, see, this was crazy. And no magic either. I just did this. I'm like, all of that. It's just, fancy. Nothing wrong with that, though. And I will untie myself, fall the last 10 without taking damage. Yep. And then just do the ta-da, like the hand motion.
More applause. The entire audience begins to applaud. Mr. Light kind of gives a bit of a bow. He says, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was Dr. Watts with the death-defying death drop. And everyone goes crazy as you're able to return to your seat, Jamie.
See, that's not that hard. This is so crazy. Oh yeah, no, I'll leave the rope. I can buy some more.
All right, so you're just gonna leave the rope there?
Yeah, like
right.
Just be like, walk back to my seat. It's just
you can take the 50 feet of rope out of your inventory then. As this was all happening too, and you were watching this, Joel looks over at you, Darian, because he's sitting next to you, and says, "Did someone get him drunk before we showed up here?"
Oh, I'm pretty sure something's not right there. I don't know what it is, but he's a lot more pleasant.
Yeah, this is a different side. I like this. I like this a lot.
I would say don't get used to it.
I won't. I
That was
So-
great. You see that?
Yeah.
These guys
Yeah,
are dumb. That was the easiest
something.
thing I've had to do.
Nope,
It was
I had
wild.
my eyes closed.
Ah, well, that makes sense. Look at your face. Oh man, it's crazy.
All right, so now that Jamie has returned to you, there is a couple more acts. Some other people volunteer to do some little things here and there. But once that is all set and done, the big top event has ended, and the carnies begin to usher you out of the large tent. We will move to the next hour, and then at the final hour of the day will be the crowning of the Monarch, which as you leave, there are multiple people telling you, return for the crowning of the Monarch. Find out who will be tonight's carnival king or queen.
Yeah.
Everyone's making a huge deal out of it. And you guys are free to partake in your next carnival activity.
I bet you Dr. Watts wins the crown.
I don't know. My money's on you, Darian.
Why? I have done nothing of substance.
That's typically, in my experience, that's typically who gets named king. Is somebody who's done nothing of
Yeah.
substance.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's very
That's pretty
accurate,
fair. Most
actually.
kings are like that. Yeah, that's
I,
right.
I walked right
kind
into
of how
that
that
one.
works.
Yes,
Yep.
you did.
Most monarchs do nothing. All right, so I guess where else do you want to go, Joel? We've got the Calliope. We've got the Dragonfly rides.
There's
We've
Mr.
got the
Mine.
Lost
We have the
Property.
Gondola Swans, the Silver Song Lake. There's the
It's
staff
the
area. The
kingdom.
staff area sounds like a lot of fun.
We haven't gone to Mystic
Yeah,
Mine yet. That's also somewhere.
It's just
we
a whole bunch of
haven't
carnies
gone.
getting high and smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Mystic Mine looked kind of cool. It looked like a roller coaster, I guess. Been
Huh?
a hot minute since I've been on one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that then. Let's go, Joel.
Mystery mine.
Lead the
All
way.
right. So, per Joel's suggestion, you make your guys over to the Mystery Mine, which is a very interesting setup here. So it's this, it's like a big wooden circle, and there is like a sign that says the Mystery Mine, and there's like a train track that rolls around it, and you can see this train car go from a giant cave, and it's just like a cave in the ground, and it pops up and goes around. People get off, people get on, and then they immediately get swung around to the mouth of a dragon where they drop in. So it seems like this ride is underground in some capacity. But you notice that everyone who gets off of the ride looks as if they've seen sheer unadulterated terror.
Oh boy.
That can't be that bad.
Yeah, this will go well.
So you
I
have
mean,
None of us have hidden traumas. This should go real well.
No, of course not. We're all totally perfectly fine, sane people.
all right,
This
you
looks
all
like a good idea. Let's do this thing.
you approach the carny, who is a human in a lobster costume, and he's got his,
Bring out the dancing lobsters.
he's clapping his hands, and he's like, "Welcome to the Mystery Mines. It's one ticket to ride. Do you want to ride?"
Only if you tell me your name.
Larry.
Larry.
Nice.
Larry the
nice.
Lobster, huh?
Nice. Exactly correct.
Larry. This is,
Do you do a lot of weightlifting, Larry?
No.
You a pretty buff guy? No.
No.
That's not what my friend the sponge tells me.
I work at a fucking carnival, dude. Like, I get high and I fucking want to kill myself.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
See,
that's about
carnivals
right.
are dumb. Remember when I said that earlier when I came in here? I gave you guys. I said I didn't want to be here because he doesn't even want to be here.
Nope. Nobody
Your buddy-
remembers that, Jamie,
your
at
buddy
all.
knows what's up.
No, he doesn't. No.
I'm
My
not
buddy
their
is
buddy.
Maliciously uninformed.
It's one hole punch on your ticket. You want to ride?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Joel? Does this guy sold you on it, Joel?
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster. I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Oh,
Come on,
Larry,
Joel.
you
You like
sold
to
us.
do weird stuff.
Whoa! I sold you guys. He starts taking your tickets. He punches. Don't forget to keep track of your ticket punches.
Oh yeah,
which-
I have 2 punches.
Yep. So the big top 2 didn't cost any punches, just so everyone's
Okay.
aware. You marked a punch for big top, didn't cost anything. So he gives everyone a punch. After a couple minutes of waiting, you guys board the mine train cars. They seat to a person, except for Sentinel, who gets an entire car to himself due to his girth and size. And as you go to get in, Sentinel, Larry, dressed as a lobster, kind of watches you attempt to like scoot your way in, and he's just like, Well, there's not like a size limit, but the bar isn't gonna go down, so I can't guarantee your safety.
He
Is that
can fly.
okay?
It's okay.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
I can hold myself in here.
He attempts to pull it down, and it just hits your feathers, Sentinel. It clicked, and he just walks away. And he goes,
Larry, we can't guarantee your safety either.
Yeah.
"It's okay. I work here. I can't guarantee it either." He grabs like a thing. It's like a thing he talks into. There's like a
Clear.
thing atop. Welcome, all of you, to the Mystery Mine. You are about to embark on a 30-minute tour of fear and death and despair.
30
That will-
minutes?
Like and be scary.
That's crazy.
It's a long ride.
How are you speaking in that? Is this is that thaumaturge? Is that a spell? What's going on here?
It's called a microphone, sir. It's not that impressive.
I know what a microphone is. Well, wait, no, I don't know.
If you survive the mine,
Those do not exist.
Yeah.
then you will be one of few, as only a few have dared to enter the dragon's maw and have come out alive.
I'm going to stare directly at the people who just got off the
Yeah,
ride.
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
there's been
wow.
like 15 groups before us at this point. But
And he
whatever.
he gives the thumbs up, and there's a guy behind him who gives a thumbs up, and everyone's ready. And he presses the he like pulls the lever, and immediately he just and the mine train begins to click on, and you hear. And you guys
This
approach.
is fantastic.
You approach the mouth of the dragon, and Arthur and Darby, you guys are in the front car, and you immediately see the car dips down, and you begin flying through this crazy, death-defying roller coaster with flips and twists and turns and corkscrews. And I need everyone to give me a wisdom save.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Wisdom save.
Oh, it's not the worst thing ever.
11.
Actually, I'm okay with it.
11.
19.
Ooh, 21.
Is this to be
7.
frightened? Is this to be frightened?
No, it is not.
Is it to be
Okay.
charmed?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Big old 7.
If you
19.
rolled above a 12, give me a hand raise.
7 is not above 12.
That is not above 12.
Super passed.
All right, so we will start. So as you guys are riding this ride, finally you kind of get to a spot where it like stops, and you click on into a dark ride portion. And the first dark ride portion is pretty interesting, actually. As you are on the deck of a pirate ship, and as the train is kind of lopping around along on this deck of this pirate ship, you see all these like children, like they're very poorly like doctored up doll looking children, like they've got big button eyes and they're barely moving, but they're all there and they're all like screaming and crying as this mystery pirate man stands upon the bow of the ship, pointing a sword at a shoreline where a burning building sits, and you hear cannon fire going off. You can see these cannons getting pulled back as the train goes by, and then you know it goes over another hill. You do another little roller coaster thing. And then, I actually will say, as DM, I don't know if I know this as well, but Dr. Watts, what is your biggest fear?
Oh, biggest fear.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what Dr. Watts' biggest fear would be.
I can do Sentinel first if you would like.
Yeah, give me a sec.
I think I have an idea for Sentinel. So the next one, you guys again come to another dark ride section, and you arrive in a very dark, chasmous chamber, and standing before you is a lone egg, a large, very large egg that is all alone. It has no purpose. It has no meaning. It doesn't know what it is, but it exists in nothingness. No one cares about it. It doesn't matter. And eventually, it'll just go away, not knowing what its purpose is, not knowing what its meaning is, not even knowing what it is. And then you guys approach the end, and it dips, and it does more loops and spins.
I love you, Sentinel.
And scoops and all this other crazy roller coaster stuff. Dr. Watts, what is
I want to get off this ride.
I think. Ooh, I got it. I think my biggest fear would be something along the lines of like, there's this magical being, strong, like this huge thing, and the whole world is marching towards it in like droves, and they're being consumed. And I'm trying to tell them like to not, like I'm trying to get, and they won't move. They'll just keep marching. My parents are there, and like and my brother and sister are there, and they're just marching towards this thing that's just eating, just like consuming people.
All right. I think Jamie described it perfectly, that as the train enters that area, you see this majestic, godlike figure that stands there, and people are marching towards it. They're bowing towards it. They're giving it reverence. And there's a lone man, unrecognizable, obviously, who beckons from the shadows for them to look the other way, but no one listens to him. And as this mass and throng of people begin to move towards this almost godlike deity, the man's words get drowned out more and more until no one can hear a single thing that he says. And for you specific, Dr. Watts, though it's a doll that is this godlike figure with its button eyes and its poorly stitched on mouth, it bears a very strong resemblance to someone that you know very personally. A certain wandering healer that you have a bit of an issue with. And then the ride hits another tunnel and does its flips and turns and corkscrews and all this other crazy fun stuff.
That was amusing.
We finally come to the final room for the group, where there is a single man standing by himself in the center of a room. And he's on his knees crying, it seems like, and he faces a figure who has its back turned on him. Seems to be a young woman of sorts. And even further off into the shadows of this dark room is a large number of other people. Someone who looks like a warrior, someone who looks like a young teen, someone who looks like a distinguished person of honor, also with their backs turned to them, ignoring his very existence and the very fact that he's even a person. And finally, you guys make it to the final banks, twists, and turns, and the roller coaster is fun again. And then you pop out of the cave and make your way around to be let off. Everyone who failed will be haunted by nightmares for 2 days.
Nice.
That middle part was weird, huh, guys?
Yeah, that was really interesting.
It was crazy.
It's always fun how they change it up every year.
Like, that was hilarious. I have no idea how that all worked. There was this part where there was an egg, and it was just an egg, and I was like, this is a very strange time for there to be an egg.
Yeah, it was very avant-garde, you know? Pirates and eggs.
Is it very obvious that there are some emotionally distraught members in this group now?
He's not saying anything.
That aren't Darby or Darian.
Joel also gets off and is just completely like Basai. Basically, if you saw your specific vision, it meant something very personal to you. Everyone else is just like, this is weird. To you, it meant something tough.
Not me, because I'm drugged. So I find everything.
You find it amusing.
As the spell dictates, I find everything, including my biggest fear, wildly amusing. Yeah. Which is now going to affect how I think about my biggest fear going forward.
Well, that seems like it was a shitty idea.
Yeah, I never want to ride that ride ever again. Literally, if I suggest riding that ride again, I want you to kill me.
Will do, Joel.
I don't know. I think that was all right. I mean, it was weird.
I don't understand what was so
you,
bad.
Darby.
Okay. No need for hostility.
Yeah,
but...
fuck you, Darby.
Yeah, let's all say that. Hey, random person, you want to tell my cohort here to fuck himself? Because it'd be fun. We're all doing it.
There's this like pretty like gruff looking like mercenary type who looks over. Oi, fuck you, man, and he just walks away.
There's a good. That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
fuck you, Darby.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
Remember that time where you wanted to go to the carnival with your friends and everyone told you to fuck off? I do. I remember. Yeah. It just happened.
Yeah, I'm not having fun anymore. Why don't I don't know.
Entertaining,
why don't you guys pick the next one?
Well, we could always go to Lost Property.
Sentinel, what would you like to do?
I don't know. I think I just want to go eat those cupcakes again.
That doesn't sound half bad to me.
I could go for another gamble.
As you pass them by, let's see if I can find where it is. Do they have it labeled? Kind of like in this area, as you pass by, as you went to the feasting orchard, there's a lot of like food stalls and like carnival games as well.
Ooh, some games.
Games?
I'm not against.
Do they have any of those water gun games?
Let me double check here. There's a whole bunch.
Yeah, I'm down to do some.
Because
games.
Arthur would be up for some shooting water gun games.
I'm always down to try my luck.
Okay, so there were not, but you did see there was like a ring toss game and there was like hobbling wrestling.
Hobbling wrestling?
Yep.
No, I think you should wrestle a hobbling.
You know what? I think I'd like to see us all on some dragonflies. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
There's also the dragonfly rides.
Well, I could go to the dragonfly.
Okay.
Always come back
Dragonfly
and
rides
do
it
the
is.
games before the crowning. You know, good time
Sure.
killer.
Yep, I will move the time tracker here.
To the dragonfly rides.
So let's go.
All right, so you guys decide to make your way over to the dragonfly rides, which I need to find here real quick. There we go. So you head over there. So huge lily pads rest on the surface of a pool glistening with a phosphorescent algae. Giant dragonflies use the lily pads as landing platforms, buzzing loudly overhead with wings as brilliant as stained glass windows, and alighting briefly to drop off and pick up excited passengers. Near the entrance, a small smiling tree turns your way and beckons you over. A red squirrel clings to its leafy canopy, peering at you suspiciously.
So is there anybody there to punch our tickets or no?
This tree is bidding you over.
I guess that's.
The tree? I guess
Yep.
I'll go
What did
over
we
to the
talk
tree.
to a
He's got
tree
like a
before,
face.
right?
He's almost like she's a Trent. He's.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I mean, we've talked to a tree before.
Yeah, we have.
so-
That's very true.
Let's let Darian do this.
Darren, you're the nature one.
You like trees?
Still recovering.
Got this.
You love trees. You're like super into them.
The squirrel kind of, as you approach, jumps like the tree holds its hand up. The squirrel like comes up.
Yeah, tree hugger.
Are you looking the ride? Are you looking the ride the dragonflies?
Not anymore.
Not who I
Yes.
expected to be speaking.
No, this is gross and I don't like you.
It's one ticket punch. That is all it is.
Okay.
How many ticket punches did we have to begin with?
8.
You get 8
Oh,
total.
okay then.
And I've
We're
used
more than fine.
snail,
Yeah,
orchard.
we've all used to. We went
Carousel.
we did the carousel. The
mystery mine.
The
The carousel was
didn't
free.
charge you
Yes.
because
Okay.
Because we
Help
fixed
fix
it, so we got it for
So
free.
that,
But
Oh,
snail racing cost us a
orchard.
punch.
So
The
we
mine
did,
cost us
snail
a punch.
racing.
yeah, we did the orchard, the bubble top teapot, right? Did we go on that or no?
you did.
Well,
You
that's
did
where
the
we talked
dragons
to.
next to them.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
so
talked
was
to
that?
people there. And then,
Oh, okay. So the mystery mine, the
snail race.
feasting orchard, the
Snail race.
snail racing, and the
The
hall
hall-
of illusions.
That
So we
is it
should
so
have
far.
4?
Four.
To be the
I
fifth.
have 3 because I did not participate in the feasting.
And Darby is 3.
Because I gambled
Thank you.
instead.
Thank you.
Everyone should be at half, and then I have an extra.
All right.
Dragonfly
will
rides. Let's do it.
Get my
Go.
ticket punched.
Yeah, I'll
Punch
get
five.
my
Right.
punch.
So you hold out your ticket, Darian, and the squirrel just clomps on it with its big front tooth and puts a squirrel like tooth hole into the ticket spot, and it points. He goes, "Just wait over there, and it'll be ready for you in just a jiffy."
Oh God. All right, I'm gonna go wait where he told me to.
Right, you guys go and stand in line. Again, after a few minute wait, you are able to approach these beautiful, majestic dragonflies that stand before you. A group of hobblings and kind of like carnival outfits lead you over. They mount you onto the dragon saddles. They give you some rudimentary instructions on how to fly these dragonflies. They do explain that you may fly the dragonfly anywhere in carnival premise, but the dragon will not leave the carnival. You can't like take it somewhere else. So, immediately the dragonfly begins to rapidly flap its wings. It goes at a speed that you can barely like register it, and they immediately take off. You can kind of feel the force as it lifts off. The wind begins blasting against your hair, and you take off. And I need everyone to give me an animal handling roll.
Oh, no.
This is gonna go poorly.
Oh no. I'm not good at animal handling.
13.
13.
12.
Ooh,
12.
15.
15.
16.
20. Non-natural.
Not bad.
Wow, you all pass. Everyone, write down somewhere that you succeeded on this roll.
Okay.
They write down that you know how to fly dragonflies.
These are actual dragonflies, right?
These are real giant dragonflies. So you kind of take control of them. They offer you no resistance. You begin to zip and zoom all above the carnival, doing aerial tricks with all these different dragonflies. Some are by your command. Some the dragonflies just do on their own to grant you a little bit extra excitement. The entire experience is just amazing. You've never flown like this before. Sentinel, you're surprised they can even support your weight.
They can.
Support bumping? Because that's
Like
immediately what Arthur would try and do. He tried to bump into another dragonfly.
As you go to try to do that, Arthur, it does jerk away and is unable to bump the other dragonfly.
See, this carnival's no fun.
One thing you do notice, though, is that there's a group of dragonflies kind of over in this general vicinity that kind of seem to be, like, freaking out, and, like, the riders are having trouble. It seems that there are 3 boys throwing rocks up at the dragonflies. And as someone notices them, they take off here over to where the Silver Song Lake is.
Where I'm heading. I'm going after those boys.
All right. After about 20-30 minutes of flying the dragonflies, you guys touch back down and get off. You've experienced the dragonfly ride. Like I said, make sure you wrote down that you succeeded on that dragonfly handling roll. May come in handy for you later.
Darby knows how to fly a dragonfly.
Only took about a half hour, so I'll still say we have a little bit of time before I bump the time tracker. Where else would you like to go?
I saw a bunch of I saw a bunch of dickheads throwing rocks at dragonflies. Let's go to Silver Song Lake.
What? So you guys make your way over to Silver Song Lake, where another hobbling is there to punch your tickets for a water show conducted by the beautiful Palisha, a mermaid who does flicks and tricks and different like ball things in this lake. I don't know what to call that, but
all right, that's dope.
Being somebody who's been on the sea, I'm familiar with mermaids, so that's okay.
He's also familiar with ball things.
Touche. Can I see those children within the crowd somewhere?
The crowd is quite heavy. You cannot quite see them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have him punch my ticket and try and find a spot.
All right. If people would like to watch, go ahead and mark off a ticket. You guys kind of can find it's a standing room only crowd kind of thing. So it's interesting. This pool is actually like built up on a small like mound, and there's a fountain in the center of it, and you can actually see the mermaid. This beautiful young woman, long mermaid tail, mermaid top, kind of just waving to the crowd as they kind of come and sit down. Children have like run up to the fountain and are like cheering, and she's kind of like throwing like pearls at them. They're not real pearls, so don't try and go get them, you greedy, money hungry people. You,
Darby.
Hey,
Jamie being easily amused would probably try and go get the pearls.
You want a pearl,
Yes.
Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie might actually.
I don't think so. I think I would be more likely to pickpocket everybody standing, watching in awe at this point.
Yeah,
Jamie, give me a sleight of hand roll.
And
All
Darby,
right.
having already been to this carnival at least once in his life, probably already knows they're fake and doesn't care.
I have 2, but this is usually what I do when I'm there. Not fantastic. It's 18.
That's actually still pretty good.
Yeah.
Amongst all the people, Dr. Watts, you managed to pickpocket 4 gold pieces in total from everyone. It comes out to that equivalent.
Sweet. Awesome.
I will tell Joel. I said if she starts to sing, or you think she's gonna start to sing, plug your ears.
Oh, okay. Like the whole siren thing.
You got it.
Have you ever been entranced by a siren before?
Not something I'm proud of, but yes.
Is it sexy?
No, it's horrifying.
Okay.
In the moment, it sounds very sexy. That's kind of what the whole draw is. But when you get up close and personal, and they try to devour you, it's not very fun.
I heard this thing where mermaids, they'll like come out of the water and they'll like work on land doing like song singing thing for money, like an Igorith and stuff. Yeah, a little weirded out by it.
It's a nasty business. Typically, it's just if they start to sing, it's typically just a very, very pleasant tune, and you want to get closer to it. But if they're a more powerful mermaid, they literally can make you drown yourself.
Oh.
So
yeah, don't want to do that right
Just
now. Though maybe if I got up the mine, maybe. But yeah, we won't talk about that. So Mist gathers at the banks of the shimmering fountain. Near its center, the mermaid lounges in a giant bowl, singing a glorious, haunting song that does not captivate you, the spectators, in the way that you've described, Arthur. In response,
Yet.
the lake water coalesces into a magical sculpture that whirls around as she performs. So once everyone has gathered into this like area, they filled the theater. Palisha begins to like do her performance. She begins to do these different hoop and flip tricks. Kind of flips out of the water, does like 4 flips in the air before diving back down. There's some balls thrown in. She begins to kind of juggle them, hit them with her tail. So she's like juggling, hitting, catching, all this other crazy stuff. People are in awe. People are shocked. And then all of a sudden, as like about the middle of this maybe like 15-minute performance that they're performing here, at every hour and half hour, mind you, you hear a voice shout out, "Hey, there's a funny little thing here. A little bit of a smell in the air. I'm not sure if we're at a water show or if at a high water red light district brothel, if you know what I'm saying."
is it somebody near us who said this?
Roughly. Kind
Can we
of stern out.
Is it? Can we tell where it came from?
Kind of the middle of the crowd, maybe a bit of a ways off from you.
Keep an eye, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Kind of the mermaid notices, Palisha notices, and she kind of looks into the crowd, but she continues her act. She begins working again, and then a few minutes later, another voice pops up. "Hey, I got a question. If you don't have legs, how do I fuck you?"
Whoa! Whoever you are, random dude, saying stuff, I will say that out loud. I would be like, whoever you are, random dude saying stuff about this lovely mer person, I feel like you should shut up, because as amusing as your words are, as I have found them very amusing, you know what else is amusing? Mind your own damn business and stop being a dick. That's actually a lot more fun. You actually would wish, again, like I said, that if I'm getting this down correctly, that's something that you would very much enjoy.
You're the ass eater. I don't want you to eat my ass. You eat someone else's ass.
You trying to get ass
I'm gonna
eating
look
to
around
shame
to see
me?
if anybody is like actively going to stop this. Like if there's like actually any security or anybody going into the crowd.
I mean, there's a few hobblings trying to like look and see who's like heckling their performer right now. But you've kind of discerned down. It's like in the middle of the crowd, like right in the center, not too far from you.
I'm gonna look at Darian, since he is the morally strong one of the group, and see if he has any strong reactions to what this gentleman is saying.
I'm gonna look back at Arthur, confused as to why Arthur is looking at me, as I'm appalled at what this man is saying out loud to the mer person.
I'm gonna point at Darian. I'm gonna point at myself, and I'm gonna point at that guy, the general direction of that guy. I'm gonna go.
I mean, he's just shit talking.
I'm gonna grab for one of my scimitars and slowly unsheath it.
I'm just gonna like put my finger on his wrist and try to put it back down.
Would you guys like to go and confront the hecklers?
I would.
Yeah, we'll go
I'm
confront the hecklers.
I'll stay in the back, but I'm keeping an eye.
Sentinel, are you joining?
Darian's like that small kid who's like, yeah, wait till my big friends come and beat you up.
My big brother's gonna show up in like 20 minutes, bro. You wait.
My dad could beat the shit out of your dad.
Yeah.
He also works at Nintendo.
Yep, always works at Nintendo.
Sentinel, are you going to join as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you guys kind of begin making your way to the center of the crowd before the hecklers can say any more. And the crowd, you have a giant, like, Clydesdale-sized chicken walking with you, so the crowd kind of parts like the Red Sea. And finally, you run into the 3 hecklers. And I'm going to let you know right now, you have encountered never in any of your lives, this threatening, this challenging of a creature, you have encountered edgy 14-year-old boys.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
my favorite.
Oh god.
These 3 human boys just are standing there. They kind of look over at you. And who's taking the lead of the group right now?
I would have forced Darian to the front. I would have positioned us to where Darian's up front.
All right, so Darian, you're kind of up front. So Darian, you kind of walk up, and these boys realize like you're coming up to say something. You're coming up to be the grown-ups right now, but they're too cool for school for the grown-ups right now. So Darian, as you approach, their leader, he's kind of like this skinny, lanky, blonde-haired, like zit-faced kid. He points at Set and he goes, "Nice cock, bro."
Thanks. It's bigger than yours.
Yeah, doubt that. I'm like, you know what this cock does? Fuck your mom.
It's funny because he made fun of the size of your penis. I know it's such a big thing here.
Hey, I'm
It's great.
sticking with the Elysian way. The
you
Elysian
gotta-
way
you
to
gotta
talk
keep
about
it.
dicks.
This is great.
Hot
'Cause
water's
you
all
felt
about
like
it.
you were cool, but you weren't because now you think that your penis is small. It's gonna haunt you for the rest of the night.
Oh, no!
Yeah, it
Guys,
is.
This guy's a twiggy little bitch over here. Ain't that right? Oh, yeah, he's a bitch. So,
Now you're
so
cursing.
what? What are you gonna do about it, bitch, man? What are you gonna say? He kind of gets up. I mean, he's like 5'3", so he kind of just like comes up. And he's just like, "What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?"
Wait, is he talking to me or is he talking
Yes,
to
he's talking
Jamie?
to you, Darian.
Oh, I'm gonna like bend down a little bit, look him dead in the eyes, and I'm actually gonna cast Favored Foe and have my eyes go jet black with veins coming out of them. I'm gonna look him dead in the face and be like, I don't say anything. I act with actions.
Look at
Oh.
And
this
go for the
guy.
intimidation.
Did you hear that? Dun. He has actions. I got actions too, boy. He just immediately sticks his hand down his pants.
Oh.
Comes a second later, and he just goes and he slaps you across the face with his pants hand that just went down his pants. You just got my seed, bitch.
That's
Yeah.
so
I'm just
funny.
gonna look at Arthur and be like, I don't know, the freaky eyes didn't work, so I don't know, fuck this kid.
Kill him. I'm gonna pull out my own
He's
pistols.
got his seed.
Wait,
put
your
his-
actual seed? You finished
put
in
his
3
hands-
seconds?
Seed. My
He's-
pants gravy.
He was walking around with.
Wait, was it in there
Hey.
already, or did you do that in 3 seconds? I don't know what's more impressive.
It's the. I have stores. I have ways.
That seems really unhygienic.
Oh, that's so gross. That's so silly.
Has anybody had to talk with you? Showering, like bathing routinely? I understand. Come, have a seat. I'm gonna go sit on like a log and Pat next to me and be like, we need to talk about some birds and bees.
Board. The old man wants to have a talk about the birds and the bees. I fuck more pussy than you know what to do with.
Oh, then why don't you clean yourself?
Because
There's-
the ladies like it that way.
No, they don't.
That's not true at all.
They
I'm just
so
thinking,
don't.
looking into the crowd, like trying to identify where these ladies are at.
There are no ladies. There are no ladies in this vicinity right now.
This is so fun. See, it's funny is because Darian is like on equal footing with this child, and like you would think it'd be one way, but it's not.
Oh. And all the while, I've got my favorite foe going. So
Yeah, I
I've just
know.
got these blacked out eyes, and I'm like, all right, we'll figure this out.
This kid is not
Edgy 14-year-old.
amused.
Let's go.
Well, I don't know what to say to children, and I'm just gonna step away.
I'm about done with this. You guys are
Darian
gonna
tapped out.
you guys are gonna have to leave. I don't care how great you think you are. I don't really care. I've killed
The goat-
people.
The goat's
Wait.
telling us to leave. The goat's telling us to leave.
That's right.
Ah, you are like a goat, kind of.
That's right. I
Because you
am.
don't like how you.
And I'm gonna slap the guy that slapped Darian.
Oh, So you just go up, you slap this kid. You just
Slapping
I'm gonna
kids.
backhand him. Just straight up backhand him.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm gonna get the carnival. I'm gonna get carnival staff on you, and he just immediately takes off, and his friends just run after him.
I am going to, as he runs, I am going to cast Thaumaturgy, and I am going to speak in Infernal, and I'm going to curse at him in Infernal as he runs to scare the living
Does
piss
not
out of him.
understand you, but it sounds menacing.
So, when confronted with children that act up, smack them. Darian is making note.
I'm gonna look at Darian and go, I've done worse.
Just slap a kid.
Yeah.
He
Off
just
the
slapped
catch a
that random
case.
kid. Also, that kid slapped you too, and that's really funny. And for the
Yeah.
rest of my life,
You're
remember
probably gonna want to wash your face, Darian.
this.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Yeah.
get pink eye. That's not fun.
I imagine there's worse diseases that are
The
going to
good thing
result
we're
from that.
surrounded by a lake, so
Yeah, you
Hey,
want to
wait.
watch your
That
face
is
off?
true.
This
Somebody know
fountain.
prestidigitation?
Arthur's just gonna point back up at the mermaid and go,
I do.
"You can continue your show, ma'am."
Darby, can you
Thank
help
you.
clean my face?
So
Yeah, we
it'll
just, like,
tap
ruined the
his
whole
fingers
show.
and it'll,
We
it'll
didn't
be
ruin the
good.
show. We saved the show, Sentinel. And I'm just gonna kind of nudge him in the shoulder. We are the show. Sit back down.
Alright.
So, Darby uses prestidigitation on Darian to clean off his possibly dried jizz-covered face, and yeah, the
Damn it.
mermaid show continues. It's wonderful. Palasha does a fantastic job. Everyone applauds at the end of it. There's some applause when the kids ran off and the one went to cry. No carnies showed up to deal with you guys at all. So,
That's right.
these guys might have possibly been an issue this whole carnival.
They probably
Which, if
sold
anyone
those.
was curious, because no one after their names were Boofer, Dun Dun, and Ripcord.
Yeah.
Boofer.
Oofer.
Were they the kids that stole that one guy's? Didn't somebody steal some from the Hall of Illusions? I think they
Yeah,
stole
they
one
stole
of the guys.
my voice.
Yep.
Kid sucked.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's-
throwing
that's
rocks,
just slap a kid.
stealing stuff.
I don't wish
Challenge
misfortune
rating
on
15,
children. but
edgy 14-year-old boys are, they're the
The
real
ch-
threat in
the
Elyssia.
challenge
No
rating
intimidation
comes from the
checks.
morality of killing them. That's
Yeah.
that's
Right.
what the challenge.
But they
rating
do know vicious mockery, so it is
Oh, they're
pretty rough.
just vicious mockery like times 10. You're a grown man and they make you just want to die because they're just so vicious with their words.
Yeah, they really mean to you, and it was hilarious.
It was Dr. Watts. Thank you for pointing
I'm not gonna
that
lie.
out.
From back here, it was very funny.
They're over there
Yeah.
slaying your mom and you don't even know about it.
It's
Well, my mom's
crazy.
like dead, so
My mom is also a devil, so that ain't happening.
there's some
I don't know my
concerning
mom.
stuff. There's some
I
concerning.
don't know my mom.
I don't know.
That would have been great if you would have just been like, I don't know my mom.
I was gonna laugh and be like, ha ha,
great.
Settle
It's
doesn't know his mom. Under normal circumstances, that could be considered a sad thing, but for whatever reason, I find that amusing. Oh, I'm gonna hate this later. All of this night is
Jamie's
gonna come
gonna wake
back
up
in my
tomorrow with the
nightmares.
biggest hangover he's ever felt.
It's gonna feel like a dream.
Yeah, it's a joy hangover.
Yeah. Never experienced so
Alright.
much joy in his life.
I
You
know.
have one more hour before the carnival comes to its conclusion with the crowning of the monarch. What would you like to do in that last hour?
Find
Well,
those
the
kids
way I
and
see it,
beat
we can
their
go to
asses.
the gondola swans, or we can go to the staff area.
Let's go to the staff area.
I don't think we're allowed in the staff area.
What about the
Oh,
games?
well,
But not with that attitude, Darby.
We were about to play some games.
I don't
Oh,
particularly
alright.
want to
Like
get
games with
kicked out.
Sentinel.
Well, we
All right,
could do games
fine.
as
Let's
well.
let's do games.
All right.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Let's do everything you want to do.
This is the Dragonfly ride.
All right, so you guys head on over to where the carnival games are, which is,
Yeah.
like I said, it's like nice little area here. There's all these different things. There is a hobbling there, and he holds his hand out. He goes, "You can get 2 games and a treat for 1 ticket. If you like to play more games to get more treats, it's another ticket."
Oh, what the hell? I'll hand him my ticket.
So there are multiple food stands in this little plaza area, and there are 5 games. 6 games. There is a ring toss game. There is a catch the dragon by the tail game. There is a gnome poetry contest game. There is goblin wrestling game. There is the guess the number of feathers game. And there is Outstare the Cyclops game. You may participate in 2 of them for your ticket.
I would like to try the ring toss.
Arthur, you head over to the ring toss, which Joel is also interested in.
I'll also do ring toss.
All right. Anyone else for ring toss?
I'm trying to think of I don't remember all the games again. You said them and really.
There's a ring toss game. There's Catch the Dragon by the Tail. The Gnome Poetry Contest. Goblin Wrestling. Count the Number of Feathers. And Outstare the Cyclops.
Okay. I'm going to play 2 games.
2 games with your 1 ticket. And if you'd like to play more, you can punch another ticket. And if you win games, there are fun prizes for you.
Well, of course.
I think I'll wait on this one. The ring toss one seems too easy.
Okay.
Oh, probably.
So I've got Joel, Arthur, Darby, and Darian for the ring toss.
No, I'm not doing ring toss.
Okay, Darian's not doing. Sentinel, are you doing ring toss?
No.
All right. So you approach the ring toss, and it is a solid wood board with a single wooden rabbit in the center. And there's a bunch of rings just scattered all over the place. Of different people that have tried the game, and there's a hobbling there, and he pats aside and goes, "Come on, 1-0, 1-0. Toss the ring gets down the horn of the rabbit. You win a prize. How's it sound?"
Sounds too good to be true.
Well, they usually
Step right up. Give me a dexterity check and see if you can get the ring toss on the rabbit.
What's a dexterity check?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Which you're about to perform right now, my good sir.
I like
So
that.
just normal dexterity, not save, just normal
You get-
dexterity.
You get 3 rings, so you just normal dexterity. You can make this roll 3 times.
All right.
So 10, 8, and then 23.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
Darby,
First was a 19.
Okay.
Not a 19, sorry. A 9 plus 4 for 13, then a 12.
Okay.
And let's check this third one. I will wait to see if I want my talisman to activate on a 17.
so
Because
Arthur,
I do
you
get
go
to know
first.
if I succeed or not.
So Arthur, you go first. You got your ring. You throw it. You get a perfect angle. It's aimed right at the rabbit, and then it springs to life and hops to the side, and the ring hits the ground and skips along the wood.
Yeah.
So you try your second ring. You throw it, just overshoot it a ways. Third ring, you decide I'm gonna go a little away from the rabbit. You act like you're gonna throw it at it, but you throw it to the right a little bit. It hops, lands right on the rabbit's horn, and the guy claps his hand, and goes, "Good job! You got 1, but you needed 2 to get a prize."
I hope Darby.
When
gets
was
2
that
because-
said?
No.
On the
Just
sign,
now.
good friend. He just points down, and there's this sign with tiny little font that if you stare at real closely and you lean in and you go to a certain angle, it says that you got to get 2 to get a prize. Darby,
Unfortunately, I definitely didn't get to.
Arthur's a chump. He didn't get it. You got
Boy.
this.
I always do. I'm a
So you
cheater.
take your first ring, you chuck it at the rabbit, knowing full well it hops. Completely overshoot it off the table. Second ring, you toss it, get it on the rabbit's horn. Hops backwards, you manage to overthrow it a little bit. Third ring, you toss it, lands on the rabbit, rings its horn, and then pops off and hits the table.
So that is a fail, correct?
Correct.
And I already have 1 success?
Yes.
Then I would like to activate my talisman to add a D4 to my roll, potentially making it a success.
Which of the 3 rolls are you adding?
The third one.
Which was?
The one that was
17.
spinning on the horn before it popped off.
Okay.
So as it's spinning, I'd like to activate the
So
talisman.
your highest was a 19, correct?
17.
17. So your highest, which I believe is your third one, is the one I used for the success. So it would be one of the other 2.
Okay, then I'll make it the second highest, which was 13.
Okay.
Which we make it a 15.
So you throw the ring and it spins and spins and pops right off and hits the thing.
Wah, wah.
Oh, just missed it. If you like, I can take that second one for you.
No, I think I'm alright.
Alright,
I've beaten
Arthur,
this
hand
too
him
many
the
times
ticket.
in the past.
All right, Arthur, this is your second game. Then go ahead and give me those 3 dex rolls.
All right. That is a 16,
Okay.
a 17, and a 24.
All right, so Arthur, your first rig you chuck hits the rabbit's face. Second one you throw, rabbit hops forward, but as it jumps, it catches the tip of the ring and it falls onto the rabbit's head. The final ring you throw perfectly land on the rabbit, and you hear a ding 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 ding. We have a winner, boys, and here is your prize, my good friend.
A pig.
You get a cuddly toy spider. He hands you a toy spider plushie.
I will cherish it.
And write this down. As an action, you can stroke the spider to gain the benefit of spider climb that lasts for 1 hour. Once used, the toy turns into a real spider and crawls away.
That's
One
cool.
time climb.
Yeah,
That's
free
pretty
spider
dope,
So
climb,
actually.
yeah.
spider climb for 1 hour?
Yeah.
1 hour, and it's a one-time use item.
And is it a bonus action or an action?
An action.
That is really neat, though. A free spider
Alright.
climb.
Anyone
is
else
spider
interested in some
climb?
games? Darby's got 1 game left. The rest of you got 2. Plus, you all have a snack you can get.
I'm down to try to catch the dragon thing. That sounds like fun.
All right.
I also want to.
So you approach the dragonfly counter, and oddly enough, the same hobbling pops up. We've got another game for you here.
Hey, you're the guy from earlier.
Exactly. Prizes, prizes, prizes. Catch the fairy dragon by the tail. Win a piece of its hold. I'm just gonna blindfold you real quick. It's a simple game, easy to win. A child could do it. He blindfolds you real quick, Dr. Watts. And I need you to give me a perception check.
Oh, I'm not great at these. We are looking at a crisp 9.
9, you get 3. You get 3 checks here.
Oh, okay. So 9, 17,
Ooh.
15.
So Dr. Watts, you're standing there. You can hear the dragon. You go to reach it the first time, it jolts away. You go to reach it the second time. Your hand grabs its tail, but it just slips out from your grasp. And you think you can get it with the third, so you reach out to grab it. You just miss it.
Oh, lame.
Would you like to try again?
You're
You're already in the hot seats. Why not?
Actually, I would like to try again, but before I do, after hearing how the dragon flies and hearing kind of how everything is going, I am going to enlighten myself and give myself guidance,
Okay.
having analyzed the thing.
Go ahead and give me a roll with your guidance at it. That's an excellent use of that.
All right, here we go. So, well, the first one is going to be. I want to figure out which one I want to use it for. So, we got a 10, we got a 17, and we got a 15. Okay. So, if I only get one, haha, 19. I'll add it to the
19?
17 one. Yeah, so.
So
Or
the
not the
first
17,
one-
the 15th one. So it's 10, 17, 19.
So, you reach out the first time, you miss it. You reach out the second time, you miss it. You reach out the third time, you just grab the dragon by its tail and you hear
Ah.
the goblin go, "Winner, winner, chicken dinner! You get a prize, boy."
Haha! I was like, yeah, freaking got it.
You get a bottle of Witchlight wine.
Ooh, I like bottles of stuff.
While the bottle is uncorked, it plays music until the bottle is emptied of its wine.
Ooh, cool. All right. Oh, what kind of music?
Carnival music.
Oh,
Smooth jazz.
Joel's like, "I can grab this stupid dragon. I'm gonna do this." Joel's gonna give it a shot using one of his things.
one
Nope.
bottle of which
Nope.
light wine.
Yes! Joel gets a 19 as well and manages to grab the thing, and he is going to get
I wanna
a
try.
replica unicorn horn filled with candy.
Ooh.
Oh, how nice.
I'm gonna
He's
give
like-
it a try.
He's like, cool. It's delicious. It's like caramel corn and stuff like that.
Darian, when it goes left, when you hear it whiz by, you can hear its wings beat ever so slightly, a little bit faster than before, so you know it's gonna make a turn. And I'll give Darian guidance so he can add a D4 to one of his rolls.
Would you like to try the fairy dragon grab, Darian?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me 3 perception checks.
Okay, well, that's a 5, but this one is a 16, and the last one is another 16. I get to
You
add
have
a
guidance for a
D4.
D4.
Yeah, for one of those. Mhm.
Yeah, I got a 4, so that gets me a non-natural 20.
The
you
non-natural
go.
20, your first 2 miss it, but your last one, like Dr. Wetz, you just managed to grab it, and the goblin yells out, "Winner, winner, chicken dinner, another prize for our friends."
What do I get?
Also a cuddly toy spider, same thing as Arthur.
Yeah!
Spider climb for 1 hour, and once you use it, it goes away.
Perfect.
Doing death drops.
Doing death
Oh, yeah. Hey, Spider
All
Climb is
right, who
very
else want?
useful.
There's still the gnome poetry contest. There's goblin wrestling. There's outstaring the cyclops, and there's guessing the number of feathers. Everyone's still got 2 games. Or Sentinel's got 2 games, and everyone else has 1.
Sentinel, what do you want to
I
play?
think I used twice. I played twice, so I'm
Arthur
done.
Yeah,
went
so
twice,
Arthur,
and,
you're
and
out.
Jamie also went twice.
And Jamie
Yeah, I
also
went
went
to-
twice. Okay, yep.
I still
So
have 1.
Darby and Darian and Joel have 1, and Sentinel has 2. Plus, you all get a treat.
Sentinel, what are we playing?
What do you think, Sentinel?
Let's do some goblin
I
wrestling.
knew
Oh,
it.
hell
Not
yeah!
my
Alright,
type of
so-
game, but I'll
So
definitely
these 2
watch.
hoblings are like standing on top of each other's shoulders, and they're doing like the sumo thing, and they're like, and the same hobbling pops up again. Ah, you wish to wrestle the dreaded hobbling duo, never defeated in their time. Yeah, now you're quite a large fellow, so they might get defeated in their time here, but they could surprise you. So as you enter the little ring, Sentinel, I need you to give me an athletic check. Just 1 athletics check.
That is a
Big bucks, Sentinel.
14.
Wow, the goblins won by 1.
Oh no!
So literally,
Wow.
Sentinel, you're like, I can beat these
Unfortunate.
guys. And as you go to like fight them, it grabs you. They just suplex you to the ground like you're nothing. Oh, the big chickie couldn't do it. Would you like another go?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, hey, Sentinel, before you fight. So, you see how they're standing on each other's shoulders like that? That one on the bottom, he's pronating his right foot. So you could use a little bit of extra momentum, you can knock him down. And now you have guidance to
Yes.
do whatever you
A
need to do.
D4.
All right, we're gonna do a couple things here, and
Right.
being beaten the first time, I'm gonna get real mad, real
Oh no!
mad. And let's see what happens. Just flowers and little vines and stuff grow around the ground.
Difficult terrain appears.
Yeah. But then, here we go. I rolled the same thing again, 14. And that's 19. And then plus a 1. So that's a dirty 20.
You beat him.
There
So
it
Sentinel, in
is.
your rage, you just kind of go up and you just shove him to the ground without any issue.
Oh,
And the hobbling like host is just like, yeah, I'm not surprised about that. We'll win a chicken dinner. You get a prize.
It's Sentinel dinner. It's Guardian Fowl dinner. He's not a chicken, even though he is, and everyone pretends that he's not, but he's not a chicken. He's
Sentinel, you get a packet of pixie dust,
Ooh,
which
Sounds fun.
pixie
Drugs.
Yeah.
So as an action,
That kind of
Sentinel,
car.
you can sprinkle the dust on yourself or a creature within 5 feet of you. They gain a fly speed of 30 feet and the ability to hover for 1 minute.
that's great, actually.
Write it
If
down.
the creature is airborne when the effect is made, it fails. Earth falls safely to the ground, taking no damage, and landing on its feet.
Wow.
And it's enough for one use. So basically, you or someone within 5 feet can fly 30 feet for a minute.
That is very useful.
Or you
wanna-
can basically use it as a free feather fall.
Yeah.
I want to try wrestling this Howling.
But
All
is
right,
it
we have
an
another
action
one.
to drink
Hey,
that thing?
Much less.
Yes, it'd be an action.
Yes,
Just
it is one action.
sprinkle it on
It's
you.
one
Yes,
you
just
sprinkle it. You don't drink it. Yeah, otherwise your stomach will start to fly.
Yeah, that would be
Snort
really
it.
bad.
You'll get Darian's fake hold.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Mm-mm-mm.
What a predicament that was.
So Darian, you enter the ring. The hobbling host is like, someone much smaller and more likely to lose.
All
See
right.
if you can do this, and give me that check.
It's 3. Is it 3 athletics rules?
Just one.
It's 1.
Oh, just 1?
Yeah.
I got a dirty 20.
Hey, Darian, remember what I said earlier? Oh no, you got it. Never mind.
That's
Yeah,
good.
you got it. I got a 17 for the hobblings, and so you just kind of go up and you just check them, like body check them into the ground, and the hobbling host is like, "Oh well, winner, chicken dinner."
Screw you,
You also
host.
get a packet of pixie dust.
Hey,
Yeah.
Darian.
that's neat.
All right, Darby has 1, and Sentinel has 1, and Joel has 1. Joel is going to try the gnome poetry contest.
Yeah.
He goes up, and the hobbling host is like, the gnomes are known to gnome a little bit about poetry. See if you can best them. And these 3
Oh,
gnomes
wow.
just begin to recite all this poetry, and Joel's going to take a swing at it. And he unfortunately fails his roll and is not able to best it. So Sentinel and Darby, you each have 1 left.
Well,
So we've still got
I'm going to
the-
do some feather counting.
All right. So you approach, and the hobbling host, birds of a feather. How about feathers of a bird? Step right up and guess how many feathers festoon the fiendish fowl. And there's this cockatrice just like chilling there with a blindfold over its eyes and like a big chain around its neck, and it's just like, bonk. And I need you to give me an intelligence check.
An intelligence check. Oh god. This
You
is
get
almost...
3 tries. You get 3 intelligence checks.
Alright. We'll just roll all of them in one go. Oh wow. Alright, we got a 16, we got a 17, and then we got a dirty 20.
Wow.
So the
There it
winner
is.
with a dirty 20. Look at that. You guess there's like 1,327 feathers.
1,256. Sounds about right. I know nothing about birds.
Oh, you get a trinket from the Witchlight trinket table. So let me go to that real quick.
Trinkets are fun.
Ooh.
We'll start setting up
Trinket.
ad
Not every day you
customers.
get to roll a D100 in D&D.
No, it is not.
Wow, I actually rolled a 100.
I guess so.
So,
Wow, the odds. are-
Darby, you get a music box that plays a springing tune you remember from your childhood.
Wow, that's
nice.
interesting.
The only one you guys haven't done is staring the Cyclops down. Sentinel, you have 1 final thing left. Oh, no, you
Yeah.
don't. You used 2
I
to...
use both
to do
on the
Yeah,
thing.
so everyone has used up all of their prizes. You
Um.
do get a treat, though, at one of the food booths. And you can get a blue frosted cupcake, a candied apple on a stick, a cookie, everberry wine, fairy ball nectar, pixie tarts, a sugar glazed button mushroom, or treats sap lollipop. Your choice.
Jeez.
None of them do anything for you.
Which one seems
There.
like it's packed with the most fey bullshit?
I'm gonna take the wine.
Probably the fairy ball nectar.
I want that one.
All right.
Understandable. I don't know. Darby will just take whichever one he happens to walk up to first.
You get the cupcake then. You get the blue frosted cupcake.
Give me that lollipop.
Sentinel gets a lollipop. Joel is going to take the wine.
I will also take the wine.
Arthur takes the wine. And what would Jamie like from the treat cart?
The tree sap lolly. Wait, no, someone already took the lollipop. I'll take the cookie since no one else
Alright.
took that.
Jamie takes the cookie. You all devour down on your treats. Joel and or not Joel, I'm sorry, Sentinel, you take a little longer because your lollipop takes a little bit longer to go through. All are very sweet, all are very delicious, all make you more festive and excited. So you are all super amused for 10 minutes.
Unless you're
All right.
Jamie, you're just
How many-
extra amused.
You have
for
what,
10.
one punch left, I believe?
Yep.
All right, before I move the thing on, I'll let you guys use your last punch then. Where would you like to go?
Then I would have one extra.
The Calliope.
What's the Calliope?
The Calliope it actually isn't a punch. So if you guys go to the Calliope, so you guys kind of as you make your way out, you see it. It's a human male, about in his 40s. He's got one of those little organs, and he's like walking around like, and he kind of comes to you, and he's like playing carnival music. And then there's an orangutan sitting in like a raised up like Hollywood chair, smoking a cigar and drinking a glass of beer. Why don't you tip him?
Yeah, Darian.
Okay.
Dr. Watts seems to have a little bit of extra cash on him
I'm
lately.
amused. I will throw him exactly 2 copper.
All right, you give him 2 copper, and the man scoops it up and he dumps it into his organ as he's playing it.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
Well, nobody else is tipping him. What's this lost property?
It's like the lost and found. I think the
Yes.
bubble
Oh.
top teapot or the Pixie Kingdom is the next one to do, unless you want to do the
There's
gondola
also
swans.
There's also the gondola swans.
Okay, those are the only 3 we haven't.
Nobody
actually
wants to be
done
on
yet.
Swan. Let's
All
go to
right,
the Pixie
Darian.
Kingdom.
Oh,
Yeah,
Darian
I-
seems like you wanted to do the gondola swans.
I'm down for
Oh.
the Pixie Kingdom.
I don't
All
know
right.
a sentinel can fit in a gondola swan without it sinking.
That's fair.
I fit on some dragonflies.
Yeah.
That's true.
And on
Let's
the
go to the
carousel,
Pixie
surprisingly.
Kingdom.
On the mystery mine in the carousel, I seem to.
Let's go to
they-
the Pixie Kingdom. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, so
Whatever
for your
it's
last
called.
piece, you guys make your way to the Pixie Kingdom. A corpse of an oak tree shelters a miniature fairy ground. At its heart, a hamster runs inside a tiny Ferris wheel, encircled by minuscule wagons and candy stalls. A pixie sits cross-legged in the hollow of the tree at the entrance of the realm.
We lost Jamie.
Yes.
Just no.
Okay,
His computer has
he is
died.
he is MIA for a hot second. So,
Explains why he's
so there's this pixie sitting there, and as you approach, he goes, "Welcome. My name is Jeremy Plum, pixie extraordinaire. You know, the thing about pixies is we're much better than fairies. We can actually make decisions, and we're not neurotic. How would you like to be pixies for a day? Or for an hour, roughly?"
Yeah, Darian.
Like-
Where would you
Refresh my
like to
memory.
be a
Is
pixie?
Aster a fairy or a pixie?
She's a fairy. She
She is a
doesn't
fairy.
like pixies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember,
okay, so I
she
thought-
gave us that
I'm gonna-
whole
I'm gonna
spiel.
look-
Pixie stood her up on a date one time.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
very
I'm just
upset.
trying to look at Darian to see how he takes to
Oh, yeah.
this guy like taking shots at fairies.
I mean,
How
I'm
does
just
Darian
I'm just glaring at him a little bit, but I'm not gonna say anything.
How about it, Darian? You think
you
Aster would
might-
like it if you were a pixie for an hour?
Yeah, you might want to cool it with the disparaging comments there. We have friends that are fairies.
Sorry about that. Just pixies, you know. Pixies, fairies don't get along very well. How would you like to be a pixie
Oh.
for a day, though?
There it is.
A day or an hour? You keep going back and forth on
Hour.
this one.
Pixie for an hour. Feels like a day to us pixies. Days go by much faster.
Okay.
Actually, set up properly already.
Why not?
All
Let's
right.
do it.
He pulls out 6 vials for everyone. Take a drink, and it'll make you small like a pixie and give you wings.
I'm gonna
Pixie
take.
Bull gives you wings.
I'm gonna take the vial. I'm gonna put it in my pocket and then I'm gonna walk away.
Do you do that, Arthur?
Yeah.
All right, you have a bottle that makes you turn into a pixie for a day.
Awesome.
Wait,
Now-
Right.
I
All
have
right,
a
to give you a,
bottle?
to give you a quick recap, Jamie, you guys went to the Pixie Kingdom, and the guy there, this Jeremy Plum, made some insulting comments to fairies, which made everyone else pretty upset because you guys are friends with Aster. But everyone was like, "Oh, okay, we'll go into your Pixie Kingdom," and he produced 6 vials that turns you into a pixie for 1 hour. And Arthur just picked it up, pocketed it, and walked away.
For an hour or a day?
An hour. An hour.
Okay, yeah, I'll
So
take one of those.
he never told me though, because he basically wanted us to take it right then and there. But I'm like, I can use this later some other time. Every time
Yeah,
have
no,
this
I will
call, so
definitely
I'll
take
just
that.
take it and walk away.
Oh yeah, no, I'm also taking it and just like, all right, cool.
Darian
man.
and Sentinel, do you guys also take the pixie juice?
I will drink it and enjoy this experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I also
God.
want to see what it's like to have
I
pixie
will
wings.
say before, I should say too, before you guys do this, he will punch your ticket before you can take the
Yeah.
juice.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
I will
No,
allow
he
my
won't.
ticket to be punched to be used this at a later date. DM.
All right. So Joel
About
will
that.
also partake in the pixie fun. So Darian,
Yes.
Joel, and Sentinel.
Darian,
you guys,
are you sure you don't want to save yours for a romantic getaway with your
Yeah.
friend?
for 1 hour.
Actually, yeah, no, Jamie would actually say that. Would be like, hey, like, hold on.
This may be your only.
First of
chance.
all,
Makes
the
good points.
like
Yes,
you
yes,
drinking
yes.
something like this and changing your entire body chemistry, the amount of magic that would need to produce is pretty heavy. So, I think it'd be smarter if you let me take a look at it before you just drink it. And I can't do that here at the carnival. I can
Jamie,
only
there has
do it
been
at
way
my
more
lab.
questionable things that have happened at this carnival so far.
That is he's got a point there, Jamie.
And also, I'm not a magic hater, so I would drink it anyway. You
It's not
know,
about hating,
you
man, it's
make
about being
good
smart.
points. I'm actually gonna cork it. Wait, damn, I only have one punch left.
You know what, Darian? You enjoy your time now. You can have mine later, unless we
Yeah,
need it for
or-
something
Or
urgent.
mine. I'm most likely not going to.
Thank
drink
you,
it.
and I'm gonna drink my
I wanna
pixie
keep
juice.
love alive.
I know. Do you still drink your pixie potion?
Yeah, heck yeah.
All right, Joel drinks it. So Darian, Sentinel, and Joel, you guys are permitted to enter the Pixie Kingdom, and it's this like little mushroom kingdom that they built into this oak tree, and there's fun and candy and games, and you guys play pixie poker, and all of you make 20 gold pieces a pop in
Dang.
pixie
Holy
poker.
shit!
But
Dang.
they're tiny pieces of gold, and they will
Yeah.
only be worth 10 silver, which is 5 gold.
Yep, you guys fun. You flirt with pixie ladies. You do all this really cool stuff here in the Pixie Kingdom, and finally, when your hour is up, you pop back to your normal size with your 20 gold pieces that return to normal size with you.
Wait, Ethan,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
How much was a ticket?
Let me double check. I believe it's 8 silver for an adult.
I'm gonna
Dang.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
go. I'm gonna go buy a ticket and then cash in
Yes.
all 8 of my punches for pixie juice.
All right, so Darian
Yeah.
rushes back up. You wait in line
This
a little
man's
bit. You
thinking.
subtract 8
thinking.
silver. You run back to the pixie guy, and you're like, "Punch my ticket, baby!" And you get 8 pixie potions.
Yeah, I 100%.
That's 8
If I could
hours.
do that, I would 100% do that.
I will let you. I will let Jamie and only Jamie do this one more time if you want.
I
8 pixie
do
potions.
have a spare punch.
Well, yeah, I didn't take the. Oh, wait, no. That should be my last punch.
I think everyone's except Darby
Yes,
is.
because
punches
I didn't
now.
do the eating contest.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
you know
I'm
what?
gonna go- yeah, I'm gonna go
I'll
back
get
and
2
get
of these
another-
potions. Why not? I'm not going to use this punch any other time.
All right, so you
I'll
have
just
2
use it now.
potions. Darian has 8, and now Jamie has 9. Because
Yeah.
he did the same thing. And as you do this, Jeremy Plum is like, we really need to figure out like a to stop that
Yeah.
loophole. That's
Yeah,
a
you
really
guys
bad
should really
idea.
do something about that. I'm not going to lie.
I'm gonna look at Jeremy and I'm gonna go. I did it for love. And I'm
Especially
yeah.
since
Good for you.
probably
He
could
did.
sell
Love a
those
pixie.
potions for more
I
than
didn't.
fuck
I did this for
Pixie.
other
Yeah.
things.
7
Ah!
silver.
I won't
I would
lie.
definitely. So if I have 8 more punches, I would 100% get like 4 more of those pixie potions. And then I would probably go back to the games and try to win more of the games. Because those
Okay.
prizes are also pretty freaking wild.
Oh,
Yeah. You are allowed to do that. I will say you just have enough time to get some more games in there, Jamie. So you have 4 pixie potions if you want to write those down, and
I'm
you can
going
make your way back to the games and play whatever one you'd like.
Yeah, well, I know that I was good at the dragon one, but I think I'll try the ring toss, the dragon one, and I'll do the staring at the Cyclops. Since
Okay.
we haven't
Go
seen
ahead
that
and
one
give
yet.
me-
No one did it.
Go ahead and give me 3 dex checks.
Alright, here we go.
Little ring pop.
With my computer being back by making sure I get my character sheet back up, so it might take a second.
Oh, no problem.
Here we go. Dex. Sorry. Real quick. Okay, it's +3. Dex check. First one is 15. Second one is 14. Third one is 22.
So 2 of your rings missed, but 1 of them hit. Not quite enough to win a prize.
Cool. I will move on to the
Dragonfly.
other one.
The
Or
dragon catching one.
Yeah, the dragon catching one.
All right, the host blindfolds you, and I will need 3 perception checks.
Also, gonna do guidance on myself for one of these bad boys.
Okay.
So that's 19, 21, 14 plus 2 is.
So 19 was your first.
Yep.
You grab it on your first try, and the host says, we have a real sharp one there. 2 prizes for you.
Yeah.
You get a glove puppet in the shape of a wizard. As an action, you can use the puppet's arm to cast Minor Illusion. After 3 uses, the puppet disappears in a puff of smoke.
That is actually hilarious.
Okay. Well,
You also, your second prize is a packet of pixie dust.
Oh, okay. So I have pixie dust and the thing. Good. And then Cyclops.
All right, so you approach this big menacing Cyclops. He's kind of just sitting there on this tiny little bench that looks like it shouldn't support his weight, but it does because of comical effect. And the host pops in and he says, "What do you do when the eye of a Cyclops falls upon you? You stare right back at it." And I need you to give me a Constitution check.
Oh no. 1 second. Okay, what is my Constitution? Okay. I don't know what my Constitution modifier is, and I am not being able to. You want to check for me?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now for you.
Eric and I are just vibing out over
Yeah,
here.
this music is pretty neat. I won't lie. I'm a big fan.
It's a +0 for you, so it'll be a straight roll.
Okay, cool. Well, here we go. Sorry, here we go. Dice roll. My computer's being real weird for me right now.
All right.
D20. Can someone else roll a d20 for me, just so we can keep it rolling? This is just
17.
a straight roll.
I
17.
also rolled a 17.
Winner,
Look at
chicken
that.
dinner! Cyclops, relate! And you, my friend, you win. Ooh, wow, this is a nice one. You win a wooden wand with 8 charges. As an action, you can expend one of the wand's charges to cast Prestidigitation, and it cannot be recharged.
Huh, okay.
Cast
Pretty
Suppressive
solid.
Digitation's pretty nice.
Free 8 times, and you have one more ticket to use,
Oh, yeah. Shoot.
or one more punch.
One more punch. I guess I will try to think if there's anything else that I would have wanted that we have done already.
Let's just watch Jamie ride on swans by
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go to the swamp and just
All right.
enjoy myself.
So you guys head to the gondola swans, and it's this big lake, and there are these giant like swan boats that you get in, but the swans are alive. They're talking to people. You approach the hobbling. You punch the ticket. The hobbling looks at the rest of you, and you're like, "Are any of you riding?"
There are a lot of punches.
Yeah.
That sucks. Well, after you get the swan all to yourself.
Cool. That's amusing, as is everything that I've
I
experienced
now
today.
ship Jamie and the Swan.
There you go. You're a ship with the swan. So you
All right.
you sit down on the swan. You're by yourself since you paid by yourself, and it sails
Mhm.
on. And there's all this like you're in waters. You're going around these other swans, and finally the swan turns its head, goes, "Well, hello. My name is Diggory the Swan."
Hi, Diggory the Swan. What are you made out of?
I am made out of wood.
Ah, so this is magic, then. This whole thing is pretty
is magic.
advanced. I'm guessing an
What's for
animated, some sort of like animated thing. some sort of animation spell or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Something along those lines. I do have a question for you, though, my friend.
Okay, that's a loaded term to use for this one time, but all right, rock and roll.
What is the meaning of life?
Huh. That's a very good question. Whose life to whom you're referring?
Mine.
Oh, probably to fairy things around this carnival.
Then where do I go when I die?
You don't. Actually, you're not actually real. You are magical energies that stimulate
I'm not
feelings.
real, but I think and I feel.
No, yep, you are programmed to say things like that. You're not an actual thing. You're animated, used for magical entertainment. So you're not actually a real thing. You're a thing that thinks it's a thing.
You're gonna give the swan an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the truth, then what's the point of my existence?
To entertain people at this carnival mostly.
To get the butter.
I wanted to be a maestro and conduct an orchestra. And you're telling me my entire purpose is just fairy people and eventually exist into nothing at some point, at the end of the night even.
I mean, technically, this desire to do other things is probably either a cruel joke by the wizard who, animated you in the first place, or a part of the ride to make me feel some sort of way. Either way, it doesn't really matter because you're not real. So the things that you want are not at any sort of cost to anyone else. However, if it makes you feel any better, not that it matters, but if it makes you feel any better, you are doing something that most people in the world will never do, which is exactly what it was meant to do. And so you can live in the solace knowing that you have actually fulfilled your life's purpose. You have done the thing that you're planned on this earth to do. Most things don't know that or will ever experience that.
I never wanted to ferry people. I wanted to conduct an orchestra. I was doing this to pay my way through college, and you're telling me that college doesn't even exist, that nothing about me exists, that my entire life of choosing this or being a stripper and choosing this, even though it paid less, was a significantly better and maybe possibly more correct choice for me. I want to die. And immediately the swan just begins to sink in the water, and the boat fills with water as it submerges. And
I will just
deep in water.
I'll just swim out.
Yeah, you can swim away.
The person that whoever's animating these swan boats should probably work on that.
Yeah,
the spell is corrupted.
That's the 9th one this week. It happens. We'll get some more.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's not a very fun ride. I think I would like my punch back, actually. I just got
if you
drowned.
saw the ticket sign, no refunds, no return ticket punches.
Well, I'm slightly amused by that, as this is an amusing thing, and I will pat this guy on the face like, "Oh, that's so sweet," and then I will leave.
I just love the image of Dr. Watts just smiling, laughing to himself as the swan is slowly sinking into the lake.
Poor suicidal swan.
While we all stand on the shore going, should we do something?
Yeah, is this part of the ride, or
Should we
do we need to intervene? Is he good?
And no one knows what this conversation is. Everyone's just like, did he do something to put a hole in the boat? What's going on right now?
See, Arthur is not at all surprised that this happened to Jamie in the slightest.
Jamie returned to the group, and Joel says, "What the hell happened?"
Huh? Oh, the boat was broken.
Oh.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Seems like it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was broken. It was hilarious. It thought it was alive. The people who run this carnival are actually pretty cruel, all in all. Especially with affecting people's mood against their will, and then creating semi-sentient beings only to have them live a life of servitude. Oh man! Oh,
you
great.
Ever heard of the Fae before, Jamie?
Yeah. Do you not know how the Fae
Have you heard of the Fae before, Jamie?
I've heard of them. I know that it is also as close to as madcap stuff as you possibly could get.
Yeah,
and yep,
part of the course.
Like I said,
this is
bad stuff.
Out of the ordinary.
Bad stuff. the people in this carnival are cruel and heartless beings of malice and should probably be dealt with. Anyway, let's get some more snacks.
Well, as you guys,
I think it's time for the
It's
Monarch.
time.
as you suggest to get more snacks, an announcement is made. Attention, all carnival guests! At this time, please make your way to the big top for tonight's final extravaganza, the crowning of the carnival king or queen. Who will it be? The youngest lad, the oldest lady, or something maybe in between? Find out at the big top event, starting in 15 minutes.
Let's go.
Joel, let's get you over there.
Yeah, it's time for your
Yeah,
crowning.
I'm not gonna lie. This carnival's fucked up.
It always
Well,
is.
Whose idea was it to bring me to this?
Jamie's.
was
Jamie's idea.
Jamie's idea.
Jamie thought it'd be a
Jamie
great
wanted
idea.
to bring you here. Don't you remember? He came over
I
and
forgot.
asked you.
I forgot if I was supposed to say that this was my idea. If that was part of.
I don't think you
No,
guys ever
no,
said anything.
no,
You
I'm
just
just
kinda
talking about
come
Elise.
with us.
I was talking about Elise. I was talking about like whether me and
Yeah.
Elise's deal. What did I have to make it seem like it was my
I
idea?
think,
I
yes,
think
I think
she
it was
was.
that you
Yeah, I
had
think
to
that's what
seem
she
like
said.
you were taking him out for the night as a
Yeah,
guy's
and
night.
not
Okay,
like
yeah.
she just told you to do this to make him feel better.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That
so
kind
that's
of
what I
ruins
would-
the whole point of the night.
So I'd say like, well, as far as you know, Joel, I am the one who has invited you to this thing.
Well, I appreciate it. Don't ever do it again.
Oh no, this has been horrifying. This place is filled with trauma and death and nonsense, and I have hated every moment of it, which I find incredibly amusing.
Well,
You guys make your way on over to the big top, and the crowd that was there for the big top event was large. The crowd coming to be crowned monarch of the carnival is basically everyone here. And they begin to pack you all within the big top here. And you guys find a nice spot in the front row again, because
Yeah.
obviously that's where you're going to want to sit. People, unfortunately, have to sit behind Sentinel because there's no room as this whole thing
We push that same family out of the way to get the front row seats
the
again.
family's like front row, and immediately Arthur just barrels by and sits down. And this time, like, one of the kids can't even participate in this Monarch event. He has to stand outside because there's no room for him in the big top. All of his hopes and dreams of possibly being crowned the Monarch tonight are officially done and over with because he's not even there. He's just to stand outside and be sad and depressed because you guys took the frontmost spot here for the crowning of the Monarch. Well, that's
right.
okay. So you guys sit down, and people are being funneled in. All of like these different carnies. You recognize some. You recognize the mime. You recognize the mermaid. Meepo and Ezra are there. They kind of all stand in a circle holding hands. And finally, the lights dim again. And a single spotlight appears down in that center podium, which opens. And you see ascending upwards staff held by Mr. Light again, wearing the exact same outfit he did for the big top. And he kind of hovers above it for the podium for a bit as it closes. His feet touch down. Welcome, one and all, to tonight's main event. The crowning of tonight's Carnival Monarch. Will it be you? Will it be you? Will it be me? No, it'll never be me. I'm already your humble jester. But it could be anyone in this room. I want to hear some noise. I want to hear some shouting. Who will it be? Whoever screams the loudest may just get the edge out on who the king or queen will be. Noise! Let me hear it. Let me hear your voices. And the entire big top just begins shouting and screaming to the point where like the tent begins to rattle and shake. You think it might come down upon you from the loudness of all of the voices and everything. And this continues on for a few seconds before Mr. Light, he calms everyone down. Wonderful, most wonderful. Oh, it's been days, months, weeks, years, seconds since I've had such a joyous, wondrous, thundering applause that nearly brought down the big top. But there can only be one monarch tonight. One little boy, one little girl, one middle-aged man, one white-haired dear homed young man, and tonight's Monarch crowned Monarch, even though I said that already, is, drumroll please.
It was very specific. That was a
Can't
very
hear my drum roll,
specific
but I'm
call-out.
drum rolling.
That was a very
And the
specific
entire
call-out, yeah.
tent goes dark, and a single spotlight shines down on one Mr. Darian Kipps.
Would you look at that, Darian? You won.
Almost like I said it was gonna happen.
You did it!
Oh.
Haha! It's crazy.
Yay! What do I win?
What is this?
And all of a sudden, all these lights and fireworks begin shooting off into the middle of the big top. These spotlights begin flashing all over the place. A diamond-lit path descends down from your feet and heads towards where Mr. Light is as he beckons you close to him, Darian.
I'll go up to him.
All right, so Darian, you get up and you begin making your way over as someone with a horrible singing voice just begins singing. He's like, there he is, the king of the carnival. Look at him. He's here, the king of the carnival. And it's just this horrible song that they're singing. And everyone's like, oh, I lost. But so Darian, you head up to Mr. Light and he bows to you. He says, my king, welcome to your throne room. How do you feel? Happy, sad, ecstatic, depressed, perhaps a little bit confused?
Yes. Well, mostly on the confusion. I wouldn't say I'm sad or depressed.
As you are speaking, Darian, they throw like a kingly robe around you. They give you a crown, which is just like it's like the equivalent of a Burger King crown, basically.
Damn it.
They give you a scepter, and as you grab it, you think you're gonna get this fabulous jeweled gold scepter. It's just like cheap wood.
Is the cloak they put on me at least semi-quality?
No, it's like made out of a burlap sack that someone has like painted badly. It looks bad. It just looks bad in general.
Oh. Wah, wah.
Everyone, give our Monarch a round of applause. Do you know what you win, correct?
No.
You win 10 tickets to the carnival next year. And immediately, Mr. Light snaps his finger, and in his fingers, 10 tickets appear that he offers to you.
I will grab the tickets worth 80 silver.
Yep, as you go to grab them, he grabs your hand and pulls you in. You and your friends should come to the staffing area. Myself and Mr. Witch would like a talk with you.
Oh, we were going to use our punches to get there, but this is better because it's free.
You can hit put. Never mind. Just show up after the big top event here.
That's very ominous. Why do you want to talk to us?
Oh, you will see. You will see most definitely. And with that, he claps his hands, and Mr. Light vanishes in a puff of smoke. And the lights come up on the big top event, and people leave dejectedly that they were not crowned monarch. You get many glares from parents whose children were not crowned Darian.
Fuck them. Is anybody else getting flashbacks to our original campaign when Ethan had that whole haunted mansion thing figured out and then we just left? Because that could very well happen here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell the group, hey,
Sweet.
so I found a way into the staff area
Oh.
Now you're talking.
as king.
You also get to keep all of your cheap props, too.
I am going to keep them and wear them for the rest of the evening.
You look pretty great, Darian. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks
Actually,
fantastic.
I'm quite
Jamie,
jealous.
Jamie, do you genuinely think it looks fantastic because of the clothing that you make?
I'm thinking about it. I think Jamie would yeah, Jamie would think it looks nice. Or
Hell
at the very least, he'd be like, oh yeah, I could see what they did here. I could probably do it better, but I get it.
I get where they're coming
no.
from.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not a kingly thing. The guys had an ominous message that him and what did he call him? The
Mr. Witch.
Mr. Witch.
Yes,
Wanted to
Dr.
chat
Light
with us.
or Mr. Light and Mr. Witch would like to talk to
Yes.
us, our entire group.
Yeah.
Which
Us.
is weird.
I wonder if they're the fathers of those kids I slapped.
Yeah, that's
Oh
possible.
no. Well, do the crime, pay your time. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, that is not a phrase I think I've ever uttered.
What? That is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Come on, Joel, let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, if our buddy gets crowned king, you gotta check it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go
Who
slap
knows?
some
Maybe
kids.
they'll give us like 100 gold or something, or like there's strippers back there.
I
Or
highly
maybe
doubt
they'll
that.
make you a duke. Maybe since he's the king, you'll be the duke.
Yeah.
Joel
The Duke,
Stevenson.
the Duke of the Carnival.
Joel, if they don't make
It's
you
still
Duke,
honorary
with
title.
my kingly power, I will.
I have a feeling like your burlap sack robe doesn't give you much power.
I'm
Hey,
gonna point
now.
my shitty scepter at him
In
and be like,
fair-
"You watch your mouth."
In fairness, if it's the fanciestness of the coat that gives authority, that would match with all of known history of monarchs in general.
I think Sentinel's got his cloak.
Yeah, sounds like this beautiful cloak that this
Smelly.
it's
Smelly.
Really
hot,
painfully smelly clothes.
spicy
It
cloak. His spice
hurts
cloak.
to smell it.
And then
It
I'm gonna
hurts.
take my scepter from pointing at Joel to pointing towards the staff area and say, "Onward,
My liege.
peasants."
Yeah, my liege. Your honor, whichever, I don't know. Whatever you want. I guess.
I guess I'll lead the way.
Lead the way, King Cuckingham.
Yeah, I lead the way as King Cuckingham.
All right. So, Darren, you lead the way to the staff area, and as you approach, there is a large bugbear standing there in like face paint and carnival like get up and stuff. He looks over and he goes, "Oh, you're the idiot that crowned king, I see."
Yes, that's Sir Idiot to you.
"Oh, your Majesty, of course.
Thank you.
Big bosses want to see you."
I know. Big bosses
Beautiful.
want to see the king.
"Oh, yes, of course, because big bosses always want to see the king. They always want to extend the fucking carnival's hours. When some of us people just want to go home and, eat a sad bowl of gruel and cry into their pillows at night. But we can't all get what we want. Now, we can't all be crowned kings of the fucking carnival now, can we?"
Why not? It seems like that's a pretty arbitrary thing. I feel like
No,
everybody
it's
can
incredibly.
be
It's
crowned.
the most arbitrary thing I've ever seen. I would probably have more status being crowned king of the cockroaches than I would be crowned king of this stupid carnival.
You know,
Okay.
when you
Well, then I'll
said
crown you
that
king of the
they-
cockroaches.
Thank you.
when you said that they were extending the hours here, I felt bad for you, and I was gonna give you a little tip to appreciate your time. But you know what? Fuck you, and I'm gonna walk by him.
Get you
Ah,
a friggin' wagon, you show up.
Well,
All
you
right,
heard-
Your
you heard
Majesty.
the king.
cockroach
so-
king.
King
So
of
the bugbear
cockroaches.
leads you to a circle of wagons. Leaning against a particularly ostentatious wagon is an aging clown with a painted grin. He puffs on a bubble pipe and glares at you as the bugbear. Glares at you as the bugbear, ignoring the clown, opens the wagon door and ushers you inside. You all step in. You see the flamboyant elf grinning, the Mr. Light, from ear to ear as he welcomes you into the wagon with a theatrical bow. "Please, please come in. Oh, it's a delight to meet you all officially. I don't believe we've been formally introduced, but I am Mr. Light, and my protege over there is Mr. Witch." He points over at a relatively stodgy-looking fellow, another elf, heavy-set elf in a fine suit with a top hat, who flips a pocket watch open as he sits in the corner of a smoky darkness. "Welcome." Well. He's not much of a talker. He's not much of a talker at all. But please take a seat. Can I get you anything to drink? Some, Witchlight wine for you. Some beer, some water, anything you'd like. I can conjure it up for you.
I am good, thank you.
Oh, anyone else?
No, I think I'm alright. I had my fun at the
alright.
carnival
I don't
already.
trust this guy.
Your place is
no one
full of madness and horror, so no thank you. I would
Thank
not
you,
like
sir.
any more of your stuff.
Thank you for the compliment. That's what we go for here at the carnival. I'm going to crack myself open a bottle. And he grabs a wine glass, pulls open the bottle with the cork with his teeth, spits it out. He tosses the glass behind him and he begins chugging the entire bottle until it's gone. Most magnificent.
Well, thanks for the theatrics.
He sits down, crosses his legs. Let's talk business. Usually the business folk is Mr. Witch. There are much more of the fun, the fun king here. I let him handle the taxes and the paperwork and all of those things, but I handle the fun. Take it away, Mr. Witch. Why don't you tell these young folk what we desire from them? And Mr. Witch, not even moving, he takes a drag on his pipe, blows out the smoke. There are two things specifically. You, Darian Kipps, know very little about powers that have been bestowed upon you, don't you?
What do you know about me?
Much.
But why?
Because I and my business partner, Mr. Light, we exist from the world where your powers come from, a far-off magical realm known as the Other. And you, my friend, have met some other denizens of those worlds, 6 specifically, 1 group of 3 being forest spirits disguised as children who menace the living here in this world and bestow upon them exaggerated magical powers. Your homes, and some of the other spells that you're able to cast. I suspect you are aware of such things unless you are blind to them.
I'm gonna like poke my horn and be like, nah, I noticed those.
Beautiful. You're
Would not
not a
do.
daft idiot then. The next group of 3 that you have encountered are a group of hags. Vicious, disgusting creatures that have bled their dark evil magics into this world and into my carnival of pleasures, which is to make all children happy here in this world. And trust me, when people bleed their dark magic into my carnival, I do not appreciate it. He does not appreciate it in any way. Silence, you fool. These hags have touched you with a particularly dark magic. I sensed it, I smelled it the moment you set foot in my carnival. I almost had the guards throw you out. But I didn't. No, I didn't, because you have something that I need, Mr. Kipps, something that I need very greatly, and I believe you have the power to give it to me. Now, my business partner and I have grown quite old in the many millennium that we've run our carnival of pleasures. The magic here is thinning, it's growing weak, it's growing pathetic. The illusions, the magics, the pleasures, it's not there anymore. The children don't laugh as much as they used to. I can't hear their laughters in my head quite as loud. Thickens me. Unfortunately, as I age, the power that I am able to exude into this carnival is fading, and it is fading fast. And I need someone with Fey energy. Oh, do I need someone with Fey energy to manage and run my carnival. And when I sensed you coming here, Darian Kipps, oh, how I wanted to skin you alive and set you loose from this place. But then I thought from that Fey energy that you're exuding, that you're needing to feast upon, how you would be perfect for my carnival. I would like you to take this carnival over for me and Mr. Light when we retire next year and become the official ringmaster. You will embed it with magic. You will embed it with power. It will be yours to control. And then you can bring joy to the children. And so help me, goddess, if you don't bring joy to the children, I will come and I will skin you alive and turn your hide into a fucking leather coat, which I will wear. And when I wear your leather coat, I will listen to your screams. Screams I will remind you that are still very much alive and in great pain. And I will call it my screaming vest. And I'll put it on every morning when I have my tea and crumpets, just to remind you that you didn't let the children laugh as loud as they should.
I'm gonna look back at the group and the easily amused Jamie Watts, and I'm gonna look back at this Mr. Witch, and I'm gonna go, your sales pitch could use work.
That's why I am the fun one and he's the more business one. Allow me to soften the blow a little bit, Mr. Witch, if you let me. Fine. Convince him. Okay. What he's trying to say is that Yes, our magic has been growing weak, but it's not specifically growing weak just because of old age. It's for many other reasons. And if you were to take our carnival over, you might find your own magic growing a bit weak. Back before the issue in our realm took place, we were quite powerful. We were able to control this carnival with a snap of our fingers. And now the workers are growing very weary. They're growing very disgruntled and angry. I'm sure you've seen it once or twice. We had to bring in outside help this year. That Drangler fellow. We've never brought in outside help since we've run this place. Obviously, if you were to take the carnival off, you would be inundated with whatever you wish, whatever magics that would suit your pleasures, riches, those type of things. Well, despite what my business partner says, we are seriously looking for someone to take over in a year's time, and we believe you would be a most excellent fit.
Well, if you said it's gonna drain my magic, what happens when I run out?
You'll never run out. The magic is draining partially due to our unfortunate situation, which leads me to my next point. But it involves a bit of a story if you have time to listen to me.
Okay.
Oh, most
Boy.
wonderful. I love telling stories. Let us begin. Let me set the stage. Our story begins, and it is as old as you wish it to be. Both past and present and future in all things. In a distant world, hither, thither, and over yon. Find ye self in a beautiful kingdom ruled by our queen Zatina. The people worshipped and loved her, and she was kind to them. And hither and thither and over yon lived in such harmony for as far as any could remember. And that is where we got our powers from. However, upon one fateful day, a dark shadow overtook our lands. 3 hags descended upon our queen. Alas, she has fallen into a deep slumber, and from her dreams, the dreaded Jabberwock appeared and threatened her castle. The hags use their magic to trap people in the other, and only through their magics can you gain access to the Palace of Heart's Desire, where our queen sleeps. Locked away, as her lands and her people are terrorized by the hags. Oh, look at her sew! And Mr. White waves his hand and his staff in the air, and a puddle forms at your feet. You see into an ornate crystal castle, one out of your wildest dreams. In the center of the throne room, adorned in a glass case, a girl sleeps. She is dressed in fabulous clothes, and a crown sits upon her brunette head. Joel immediately drops to his knees and touches the puddle and utters a single word. Really? Until our queen awakens, there will be no hope for other. It is said that there is a way, though. True love's kiss and the real unicorn horn shall awaken her soul, and all will be restored. So I ask you, Mr. Kipps, can you help us poor unfortunate souls?
So you're saying if I take over your carnival, we can wake up the person that was in the puddle?
I'm saying that if you travel to our land of the other, you may awaken our queen, and then you may take control of the carnival, and all of the other's magical powers will feed into you to control this place.
What if I don't want the carnival, but I want to go to Yother?
Well, we can talk about that later. But right now, we're a bit more concerned about our queen Zatina. As you see, she sleeps and has slept for quite a long time.
Also, follow-up question.
Yes.
How do we be rid of the hags?
Well, the hags control hither, thither, and yon. And as long as they control those domains, you will not have access to the Palace of Heart's Desire. You will either need to convince them to give up their power to you, or you will need to deal with them in less scrupulous means. The choice is yours, though.
So, you need assistance waking up your queen. So we need to go to the The carnival thing we can talk about later. future.
Yes.
And potentially while we're there, we could put a stop to these hags.
Correct. Correct.
I'm gonna huddle the group. Huddle the group. Hey guys, come here. Like, I haven't told you this part, but the hags won't let me die. And every time I do die, they're gonna bring me back with a little less self-control. And I gotta tell you, Darby, you've been looking really tasty, but I've been holding it back.
I don't know
So
if that's a compliment or not.
you got good energy, my guy.
Okay.
I think we should help them. Also, Joel, why were you saying Marilia? Did the person
You
in the
are-
puddle look like Marilia?
Yeah, she literally looks identical to Marilli, except in this princess dress and crop. Like 100%
Interesting.
spitting image of her.
So they're
So-
saying that there's this crystal castle that we can't get to unless we deal with these three hags, which also are tied to why you're looking and acting weird. And also their princess / queen happens to be the person that Joel wants most in the world to be. This sounds way too good to be true.
Yeah,
It
no,
does.
this is quite obviously a con. You
This
can't trust
is
anything that
insane.
these people do.
But I will say one thing that they did not mention that I am thinking of as well is we do know that one of the recipes we're looking for was locked away in a faraway realm. The only faraway realm I can think of is the other. So we may be able to kill
Yeah.
1,300
Many
birds with one stone. Just throwing that out there. I'm an opportunist.
Well, it does bring up a very good point.
I mean, statistically speaking, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But like, I mean, who cares?
But Jamie, humor me. In your elated state here, when have we ever made the statistically correct choice as a group, not you, as a group?
I was gonna say, hiring on a doctor was probably a smart move, seeing how frequently you guys get in trouble.
So there you're tripping yourself up already. You said hiring. I have not paid you.
None of us have paid you, in fact.
Oh yeah, no, of course you think that. That makes perfect sense.
You can get a loot split.
Understandable.
As you guys are arguing this back and forth here, Joel just goes, can we just say for a moment that girl kind of 100% looks like Marilli? Like, did that just get lost on everyone for 5 seconds?
Oh no, she
not
looked like
lost,
Marilia.
my
No,
friend.
I never
that's
said
really
this.
interesting. That's crazy.
Just because
Only-
she
Wow.
does look like her doesn't mean she is her.
Always be skeptical.
They did mention
Right.
that has been their queen for a long time.
Not to mention
I
that this whole
realize
place has
that.
been magical and using illusions to make things look like things. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yes, it's also very much in their wheelhouse.
I get that, but like, it
Do
looks
you, though?
like Marilli.
Do you though? You don't seem like you get it. You seem
As-
like you're hung up on the first part of it.
Maybe,
Regardless.
but I'm an optimist. You know, business ventures about being optimistic. So
you know what? If whenever there's an unhealthy choice on the table, I'm all for it. So let's do it.
So we're gonna be Prince Charming. That's our goal then. We're gonna
Well, it's
As-
got to be
as-
true love's first kiss, and if they present Marilli as the princess, then Joel's got to be the one puckering up.
Is it?
Yeah,
Wait, but is it who truly loves the princess, or is it who the princess truly loves? You can't just kiss somebody without their consent.
Let's
Also,
let's
good point. But
You just assume that because this person looks like someone you like, that you could just assert yourself onto their physical person. What's wrong with you?
Like Wonder Woman 84 all over again.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
He did say
But I
we
get-
need like a unicorn horns too, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah,
You know what,
Those are
Jamie?
weird.
We'll attempt to wake when we get there. We'll attempt to wake her up and ask her if she has a true love, and we'll go find that person and have them kiss her. How about that?
I mean, that makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That's fair.
yes, it would.
Yep.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
she not
when,
wake up unless
when dealing with magical fey beings from the other who can manifest anything, that is the most logical approach, Jamie. Yes.
Okay, so I guess we're going
So-
to a different
so-
dimension.
So we are in agreement. We're going to play Prince Charming, and we're going
I
to
don't think
kill the
that's
monster and
pure
save the
agreement
princess.
at all. But okay.
Well, Jamie, if you'd like, you can stay here. And I'm going to motion to the carnival explicit, like, precisely.
Ugh. I hate this place, and I don't like carnivals.
Yeah.
Guess-
Aw, he loves us.
No, not even a little bit. Though I
That's
find
what I
the
heard.
concept
That is what
really-
Arthur heard. Jamie loves us.
I find that hilarious, and I laugh.
And I laughed back.
Okay, so I will look at Mr. Light because he's the more approachable of the two. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna ask Mr. Witch because he's real. He says it like it is. Mr. Witch, how do we get to and from the other?
We'll cast a spell in the Hall of Illusions and send you through the mirrors.
Excellent, but how do we
But
get?
I will tell
that
you
works.
something.
Oh,
It's just
here it
a
is.
one-way ticket.
Yeah.
Which means
Ah,
that when you're there, you'll need to complete your task before you can return, and I cannot help you. Mr. Light cannot help you. Yo Goddess cannot help you.
Follow-up
sounds
question,
about the
Mr.
same
Witch.
as ever.
How do I know you're not scamming me to steal my Fey energy that you want so badly?
If I wanted your Fey energy, I would have taken it already. You've been in my domain for the last 8 hours.
That's what someone who couldn't do that would say.
Silence, chicken.
He's
Good
not a
rebuttal.
chicken, apparently.
He's not a
It's
good
a whole
rebuttal.
He
thing.
is a guardian fowl, but we'll let it slide. You didn't.
Ooh,
That's
I got a
fair.
thing. I got a thing.
Yeah?
An idea. I got a thing. From what I remember from stories from way, way, way back when I was little, back when they still told stories outside the schoolhouse. And I will rummage into my pack and I will take out an apple. And I will hand it to Mr. Witch right now.
Alright, he takes the apple, looking at it confused.
Haha! You did it! You did the thing! You accepted
have-
food.
I
That's a
have an
big
apple
thing with
now.
you guys. That's a big thing with you guys, with Fairy. Accepting things from other people, which means you gotta do something for me now.
Okay,
I don't-
here.
I don't
And he
think
hands you the apple back.
I'm not gonna take it back from
I don't think he's
Wonderful.
a fairy.
Well, I'm just thinking Fae stuff. This is what I know of Fae lore anyway. Well, Jamie knows Fae lore.
A little different functionality here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I would know. So, and my favor is that you find a way to bring us back from the other when we're done.
I would love to. I can't. It's outside of my realm of power.
So there's even if we do your test, there's no way back.
Queen Zatina can send you back, or any of her cult wizards, all who remain frozen in her crystal palace.
Queen Zatina.
Strange question. I don't suppose other beings happen to have access to this realm at all?
There are many beings, including the hags, that have access to this realm. You see them meddle with their minions occasionally, dragging unsuspecting guests into their realm into terror.
Okay. Just making
I-
sure.
I
Well,
will
I'm-
warn you, the hags may seem like crones. They may seem disgusting. They may seem dark. They may even seem like your grandmother. But they are horrible people. The worst I have ever encountered. And they will drain every ounce of energy from you. They will make you Fear. They will make you hate yourself. They will writhe you with sorrow. Beware their powers.
That sounds fun and horrible, and
No.
I'm slightly amused.
It's not. It's really not, Jamie.
Well,
Do we have a deal then?
I mean, this seems like a really one-sided deal. but-
Yeah, we don't get anything out of it. And you took my apple.
Just
If-
the very small possibility of getting some recipe.
So we don't
That's
even know that it's over there.
And possibly
Well-
we get Morelli back if
Hold
that's
on,
to
let's.
be believed.
let's
I mean,
have you?
Are we
I'm
really
gonna ask,
trying to resurrect the dead again?
I'm gonna ask Mr. Witch if he's heard about this recipe.
Yes, to answer your question, said no. Yes.
A recipe
Let's just keep
for like
delaying
pie.
Joel's.
You'll have to expound a bit.
No, for what was it? It had something to do with beckonings. It was like a recipe to like. I don't know if it was for an object or a spell or something that helped
Oh,
ward.
I can answer that question. There's a story of a very specific piece of paper being sent to our queen Zatina, containing a specific piece of information that would lead someone to a prize most
What are the
wonderful.
What are
You'll
the
find it
asses
in her
of-
palace of heart's desire.
of course.
Look at
yeah.
that. See, it all works
Guys,
out. It
The
all comes
side
out in the
quest
wash.
and the main quest are on the same line.
It
Alright,
all
well,
comes
there
out in
you
the
go.
wash. It all comes out in the wash.
Okay, well, then now Dr. Watts is now like, yeah, well, we gotta have to do this eventually. This is the strongest lead we
Well, I
have.
think it's about time we slap Mr. Witch on the ass and say, "You son of a bitch, we're in."
We're in.
Joel's kind of just looking at you guys, and he's like, "I would have said yes, even if there wasn't a map piece. I'm in."
Yes, Joel, but we're trying not
Um,
to prolong your agony.
Are you? Are you in, Joel?
Yeah.
Yes,
we-
I'm
in?
in.
Let's take a look at the track record of every time you've been around to rescue somebody. Let's take a look at that score.
Jamie.
Jamie, get your like high or drunk or whatever you are right now. I'm going. No one's stopping me.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah.
the Fey energy and the hags might stop you, but you know we can deal with that when
I
we get
will.
there, I guess.
Fight the hags single-handed if I have to.
That's right, Joel. You will. You will.
He said
You know,
dumb thing.
I
Just
didn't really
a
want to
second
attend
ago,
another
I
funeral,
was
but I guess we don't really have much of a choice, do
Oh
we?
my goodness. Oh, this is hilarious.
It's gonna be a great trip.
Oh, it's gonna be
I'm
terrible.
I'm
bless.
excited.
confused by this. Is it a
You
deal
should-
or not?
Well,
You should
drugged
get
him,
whatever they
so-
gave me.
Yeah, we have a deal. You drugged him, that's why he's acting this way. So it's kind of
Yes.
on you.
I realize that.
This is a horrible way to treat people who've bought things to your carnival.
Honestly, this is the only way we would have gotten him this far. He had to left halfway through this event otherwise.
I
You
would have
would've-
left immediately.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone in the first place.
Miss
Deal.
Light, if they've agreed, take them to the Hall of Illusions. I look forward to hearing about your successes when you return.
We look forward to hearing about our successes as well.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
real quick, because you took my apple, I do have something I want from you,
Okay.
big guy.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right, I need you to get rid of this thing. I hate it. I find it amusing, but I'm also dying inside. I'd like you to turn me back.
He
to
snaps
normal.
his finger, and the effect ends upon you, Jamie.
Okay. Immediately, I am going to take a second, like take a knee and take a few deep breaths.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was a
Yeah.
good time.
I say nothing and I stare.
You will be
Okay.
missed. Jamie, you will be missed. Happy fun time, Jamie will be missed.
If you would ever like it again, I could always restore the effect.
I will take you up on that.
Yeah. I'm sure he won't.
Anybody,
Right.
anybody who suggests anything close to that will not be waking up.
Oh, well, How about we get going to the other? I don't want to keep the queen waiting now, do we?
I
she's
somehow
been
don't
waiting
think
a
she'll
while,
mind.
but-
Yeah.
No, that is true. She has been asleep for as long as I can remember. 1 year, 10 years, 40 seconds. It's hard to say in the other.
Oh. Well, that'll be fun.
Of course.
As
All right.
we're leaving the tent, Arthur will palm a ascot in his hand and request one of the golden hair threads that made Jamie super cheerful to be around.
All right. Mr. Light gives it to you.
I will wrap it in the ascot and tuck it away.
All right.
Eh,
So, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light take you to the Hall of Illusions, and as they move through this hall, their reflections in the mirror show them as gloomy children, with your own youthful reflections followed behind. Soon they call you to a halt. The mirrors now reflect everyone's true age. Mr. Witch addresses you in a hushed tone. Everything you seek and more lies beyond this mirror. If you mean to step through, then stand in front of the glass and repeat this rhyme. Hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where.
Arthur will step forward, yeah,
I
go ahead.
want it over there. Yeah, I do it.
All right. Actually, before you guys go, Joel actually steps forward first and is just like, I'm going in first.
Oh, okay.
Probably not advisable, but alright.
And he speaks the words and kind of looks at Mr. Light and Mr. Witch like, now what? And they just kind of like, and he
The mirror.
steps through the mirror and vanishes before you. Does everyone else speak the magic words?
Arthur will step forward and speak the magic words and jump into the mirror.
We're just
Same.
gonna leave Joel in there? I mean, we could.
I like Joel. Fuck you guys.
I don't hate him. Well, I mean, I do, but I don't.
Sentinel and Jamie, I think you're the only two that have said nothing yet.
But if Arthur steps through, I'll follow behind.
Yeah, I was right behind Joel, so.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like this either.
You step through though.
3 of us already have.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting to see if they two of them do.
I have a whole city to look after now. Not just the 4 of you. But in fairness, I told police that I was going to take Joel on a carnival. And technically, I guess I did do it. But I have no proof I completed the mission unless I bring Joel back.
Until Joel comes back.
So unfortunately, for me, that's what I'm telling you, the Sentinel. Unfortunately, for me, I feel like I'm gonna have to bring back at least a note from Joel in his handwriting that says that I took him to the carnival.
Jamie's all gotta have proof I took this guy out on a bro date. Not I have to weigh the weight of helping a city versus saving the entire world potentially through this venture.
We don't even know if that's what's
Yep.
going to happen.
Like,
The
We
only
don't
people
know,
who are
but-
closest to me right now in could be mortal danger.
Sentinel's the closest to be at the current, and Nim's back at the hotel.
Boo! You're an adventuring party. You're an adventuring party.
I will go into the. I will.
Rule number 1: your
sarcastically-
character must want to adventure.
I will sarcastically read the things out, and I will step through the mirror.
All right, Jamie goes through, leaving you, Sentinel.
Dang it! I wanted you to say he runs into the mirror because he said it sarcastically.
Mr. Light looks to you, Sentinel, and goes, "Well, you're the last one there, my friend."
Must be
Seems
a
like
big
I am.
mirror.
And with a deep sigh and a big breath, I speak out the words and charge on through.
All right. The mist swirls within the mirror and blots out your reflection as you pass through Sentinel. You can hear in distant voices, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light say, with Mr. Witch saying, "Mind the rules of 3. Future, present, and past." And Mr. Light says, "Find the unicorn and free our Domic Queen at last." And you pass through into the first realm of the other. You stand at the edge of a raised and broken causeway under a hazy, twilight sky. The causeway, which is built from pale stone that glows faintly from within, towers over the surrounding landscape, but large sections of it have crumbled away. The parts that remain in place are separated by large gaps where portions have collapsed. A fog-shrouded swamp spreads out below you in all directions, and up from its murk wafts the smell of rotting plants. Also rising from the swamps is music of nature, a discordant symphony of croaking frogs and singing birds. Welcome, you have arrived in Hither. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ooh,
Ooh,
exciting.
magic
I
stuff.
expected it to
Made
be
it.
prettier. I imagine we'll get there.
I did.
Yay, Feywild stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
I'm
actually
excited.
really spooky.
It's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
It's gonna be weird, and that's what I'm looking forward
Yes.
to.
I'm
Yes,
also
the
looking
carnival
forward to
should set the tone for what you should expect going forward here
That's
with
gonna be
For
real
sure.
strange.
with this area.
Yeah.
Carnival should set the tone for how Jamie's attitude is gonna be for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
I was drugged, and I do not like that. I think that should be a thing. I feel like
I
more.
think most people should feel
Yeah,
that
I
way.
feel
feel-
most people feel that way and agree with you.
I feel like I would be very upset about that. Like, and I feel like that's natural.
I don't think many people would not
Agree with
be upset
that.
about that.
It's good character
Sure.
development for Jamie. Get him to open up a little bit.
All right. I'm gonna go through all my ending stuff. So, no notifications. It's always a good time. As far as what I'm doing, I am been partway through Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. It's been a lot of fun. We'll be continuing that tomorrow. I'm hoping we can maybe beat it this week. I don't know though. We'll see. We'll see. I know BlazBlue Cross Tag is getting rollback beta later this week, and then obviously Elden Ring comes out at the end of the week as well. So I've got a lot going on with that stuff. We might try to do some PB Tag if I have the time, because I played a lot of it and I really enjoy it, but you know, unfortunately the online is rough. So hopefully it'll be a little bit better now with the rollback beta. That's all I got. We'll be back with more D&D next week. I'll be back tomorrow at the normal time. Continuing on with Final Fantasy V. Oh, yeah, also VODs. VODs are a thing. It's a thing that exists. 12 p.m. or yeah, 12 p.m. EST next day, always, every time. Check that out. Exclamation point VODs. Pull that up. There's also the exclamation point kill count for D&D. See all the kills every character has and who's doing the most killing, I guess. It's all for fun, so don't worry about that. Yeah, otherwise there's links to the VOD channel below. Until then.